officially back on live at Coletco. Let's try this one more time. I'm going to have to get everything started, but I'm just glad we're here. So let me do a few things. First, let me delete some posts in the group where I've shared them originally. Let's delete that. Alright, when you're on and watching, be sure to let us know. Let me delete that. Alright, now let's go over here and let's just cross our fingers and hope that all this works. I'm going to move that to trash. Let's see here. Let me fix this new. Alright. Okay, let's get this rolling. Sorry about all that. Let me go back and delete all of my old shares and links. And okay, now I can start sharing all the new streams and feeds. Sorry about that. That's not fun when that happens. We lost like complete connection. It was bad. Complete connection. But let's get it all shared now. Back in the groups. And sorry about all that, but we're here. When you're on, go ahead. I really need some help now liking and sharing, because the second time you do a feed, it never hits as many people. So please share in as much as possible. I would greatly appreciate it. Let me get this, get everything reshared and tagged, and we're going to resume where we were on these auctions. I hope Tanner maybe still has his feed pulled up. I've got to make sure we know where we're at on these auctions. I can't restart them because this is like the first auctions of the night. They're still up, but we'll try our best to get to where we were on them. And Tanner, there's several people that's messaged the page. If you want to maybe check on those very quickly. We were auctioning a Jimi Hendrix and a Bruce Springsteen. If you could tell us our last high bids and who was bidding, and I'll make sure those people are on. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna have to make sure Joe Willinger and Shane Devers were battling over this one. Joe Willinger and Shane Devers, and this was Fred Cardinale, and I don't remember who else. We might can pull up the old feed and go to the very end. So let's get this back on YouTube. The main problem is Facebook. I hope everybody finds the right Facebook, because we don't have it's not as easy for us to change titles on Facebook immediately like I can do them from my phone for everything else. So let me go to our story here. Let me repost a link to the YouTube feed live now, and your stories. And I think, oh yeah, I need to post it as well on that main ad. So Thomas Baumhart said he was at 47 on Bruce. That sounds right. Joe Willinger, and I'll make sure Shane Devers is watching. Y'all were battling over the first Hendrix. So if y'all know where you were at on bids, or if you just want to go ahead and bid something again, I think y'all were around the $70 mark, I thought. And I know this is at 47. So there's part 2. And let me find the ad for tonight. There's the ad for tonight. Let me delete this and post a new link. All right, live now. Okay, I might just need to go delete the old feed. There's people still commenting on that one. I hate deleting it, because we might need to go back and relook at something, but I'm going to have to, because there's people still commenting on that, saying, hello, can anybody hear me? So it's just the way, that's why I was saying I usually delete that. Just the way the algorithms work, I really need everybody to like this post, because there's going to be people seeing that old stream for a while I've had some people be like, Chad, I've seen streams pop up on my feed from 2 days, 3 days ago. Okay. I thought I was the high bidder on Bruce. Well, if you are, just go ahead and bid again. I don't know who is, so we're just going to open them back up. I do have Joe Willinger at 80 on Jimi Hendrix, and I'll make sure Shane Devers is watching. Joe Willinger is at 80 on Jimi Hendrix, but we can't go anywhere till we know that Shane Devers is back on. He was the other bidder, and we had Bruce Springsteen, Born to Love. Tom, if you thought you were the high bidder, then go ahead and bid more than 47, and I will let you be the high bidder. Thomas says he has it at 47 right now. Now, we were in the middle of our first crate of vintage when all that happened, so let's try to get back to where we were. We have Jimi Hendrix, we have Bruce Springsteen. Those are 2 auctions. I've been through this crate twice, but since we stopped and I already have a couple questions on some stuff, let me just show you what was in here. Tapao, The Test Record, Webb Pierce, Bette Midler, Everly Brothers, Love and Spoonful, Jimi Hendrix, Vehicle, Little Feat, Dwayne Eddy, Carpenters, Pope John Paul, Age of Television, Rod Stewart Was Sealed, Straubs, Ringo. Ringo, Christopher Morris, this is one of Ringo's solo albums. It has a booklet with it. It's called Ringo Starr Ringo. Very close to, one of the closer to a Beatles sounding record you're going to get from a Beatles solo album. I'm the Greatest is on here, Photograph, You're 16, and that is $27.99. It also has a booklet with it. Grand Funk, Closer to Home, also The Glitter Band, and Johnny Cash, Original Golden Hits Volume 2. Kind of surprised no one picked that up for $9.99. Johnny Cash. Okay, so Joe Willinger is at 80 on Jimi Hendrix. Joe Willinger, 80 on Jimi Hendrix. Toed Tallman, I was waiting for Tom Dearlove to bid, or whoever. He said, I thought Fred was the high bidder. Well, we're going to make sure Fred Carnell's on, actually. Toed Tallman's at 50 on Bruce Springsteen. I misread your comment there initially. So, I'll explain what those are all over now that I just want to make sure everybody's on. But let me grab the crate and we'll go ahead and move on to something. We'll go ahead and start showing new stuff again. So, let me go ahead and grab our next crate of vintage LPs. Somebody asked how much was the Little River Band. The Little River Band that was put back is $9.99. Little River Band's greatest hits. Whoever asked for that. Little River Band's greatest hits, $9.99. Little River Band greatest hits. All right, let's go ahead and grab our next crate of new vintage arrivals. Let me see what I have in here. Let's see what we've got. Take a look at it right quick. Okay, let's go through this crate. Leslie Silverly is she asked, and that is going to go to her. All right, there was the Monty Python instant record from the last crate. So, here's pretty much our first Jimi Hendrix auction. It's still up. First Jimi Hendrix. The only person I don't have back on, Tanner, is Shane. Maybe we can message Shane Devers and let him know that we're back live. I'm just waiting for him to hop on to make sure he was done on Hendrix. The Jimi Hendrix bid was, I've lost it again. Leslie, do you have that on your feed? Or not Leslie, she just commented. Joe Willinger's at 80. Joe Willinger's at 80. Joe Willinger's at $80. And also, Bruce Springsteen, Toed Tallman, this is a $50 bid with Toed Tallman. All right, this is $50. Okay. Jimi Hendrix, Bruce Springsteen. 50 and 80, final calls. I'm going to wait to make sure all the other bidders. We're looking for Fred Carnell. Thomas is out. Tom Dearlove's out, it looks like. So we're waiting for Fred Carnell to get back on. Shane Devers, since we had a connection flaw, then we'll sell those. If I don't hear from him pretty soon, I got to sell them anyway. Dean Martin. This is Sleep Warm. Dean Martin with orchestra conducted by Frank Sinatra. Dean Martin and Sinatra, $9.99. And we have Dizzy Gillespie and Mitchell Ruff duo in concert. That's $14.99. Mark Fallon's at 52 on Bruce Springsteen. Now what these are, this is a Bruce Springsteen half-speed master from 1980. It's a near mint half-speed master. It's in the original baggie, 1980 near mint. Mark Fallon's at $52. And Jimi Hendrix Driving South. That's live at George's Club, Hackensack, New Jersey, 1965. The high bid is $80, $70. What was it, $70, Tanner, with Joe Willinger? 80 with Joe Willinger. I hate not having it on my phone because I'll immediately forget. $80 with Joe Willinger. Dizzy Gillespie, The Giant Gillespie, that's a 2 LP compilation, $19.99 on Dizzy and Hartsfield. That is $14.99, Hartsfield. Also, Green River by Creedence Clearwater Revival, $34.99 for Green River, Creedence Clearwater Revival, $34.99. Tom Dearlove back in on Bruce Springsteen at $55. Dean Martin is sold to Jetstream and Cindy Jones. There's two Dizzy Gillespie's. There's Dizzy with the Mitchell Ruff Trio and the Dizzy Gillespie Giant Gillespie. Let me know which two of those you want, or you can have both. Crosby and Nash Live, that is sealed for $24.99. Crosby and Nash Live, and Straightaway Jazz Themes, Maynard Ferguson. That's a cool cover. Maynard Ferguson, $14.99. There's Shane. Shane, I've been looking for you. I didn't want to sell anything till I know. Now I'm just waiting for Fred Carnell to make sure he's done on Bruce Springsteen. Looks like we got a battle between Tom and Mark. The high bid is Joe Willinger at $80. Jimi Hendrix Driving South. And for those who's just joining us, this is our first Jimi Hendrix auction. We had a connection problem, and we're trying to sell that one so we can go ahead and do the other 30 that we have tonight. And Born to Run is at 55 of Tom Dearlove. Mark Fallon, you're out. And Mark, I do have some Bruce Springsteen box sets. I don't think I have any tonight, but like I said, there's over 8 crates of Bruce Springsteen records that we're going to be selling over the course of next several months here at auction, but I don't have any like box sets tonight. Bob Dylan and the Band, $44.99. Bob Dylan and the Band, Before the Flood, 2LP, $44.99. All right, Shane says he's out on that one. That's sold to Joe Willinger for $80. And Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run. Mark, just let me know if you're out. Also going to wait for Fred. Making sure Fred was done too. But let's go ahead and grab the next Jimi Hendrix bootleg. This is called Jimi Hendrix Broadcast. This is a trademark of quality bootleg. Live in London. This is a 1967 live at the Lulu Show, or the Lulu Show, 1968, and live at Top Gear 67, and live at the Saturday Club 67. So some early Hendrix stuff, or I guess depending on how early you want to call it. He was only around for a few years. This is live in 67, 67, and 68. So four different concerts here, trademark of quality, and that's a $65 start. That's Jimi Hendrix. It's called Broadcast. It's a trademark of quality, $65 start on that. $65 start on that. Mark Fallon's at $62 on Bruce Springsteen. That's a new bid with Mark Fallon, and that means everybody else is out. Toe Ed is out. Tom Dearlove is out. Everybody's out now. High bid is $62 with Mark Fallon. The Turtles, Golden Hits. That includes Happy Together, $9.99. Also Raiders, Collage, $9.99 on Raiders. And the Rolling Stones, Emotional Rescue, $34.99. The Rolling Stones, Emotional Rescue. Very clean copy there on the Rolling Stones. The Rolling Stones Tattoo You, also $34.99. Has the original inner sleeve, $34.99 for the Rolling Stones. That is RL Mastering. Bob Lugwood has done the mastering for that album. Start Me Up, Rolling Stones, Tattoo You, $34.99. Toe Ed's out on Bruce. Sorry I missed your initial bid, Toe Ed, but I have Mark Fallon now, $62 at Bruce Springsteen. Tom's out, Toe Ed's out. Final call on that for $62. And we're looking for a $65 start on Jimi Hendrix Broadcast. Looking for a $65 start. Greg Preston on Tattoo You, that's sold to Greg Preston. King Curtis, Everybody's Talking. King Curtis is $14.99. Everybody's Talking. King Curtis, yellow Atco label, $14.99 on King Curtis. And the Kaz and Kant Super Circus, that's $16.99. The Kaz and Kant Super Circus, that's on the Buddha Records label, $16.99. Jimi Hendrix is on black vinyl. Jimi Hendrix is on black vinyl. Looking for a $65 start on that. Going once, going twice. And final call on Bruce Springsteen. Mark Fallon has that for $62. Paul T gets the King Curtis. That is sold to Paul T. And we have Jean-Luc Ponty, Storytelling, $14.99 for Jean-Luc Ponty, Storytelling, $14.99. Cindy Jones from earlier says she wants the Giant Gillespie. That's sold to Cindy Jones. That's sold to Cindy Jones. All right. Fred's not on. Whoa, he's on at 63. I was about to say, Fred hadn't got back on. I got to sell it. Mark, you have been outbid. Fred Carnell, you got in at literally a half a second. I was reaching for it to sell it to Mark. That's Mark Fallon's kind of luck, though. $63 with Fred Carnell. Now everybody's back on that was originally bidding on that, finally. Fred Carnell's at 63. If anybody wants Jimi Hendrix, it's a $65 buy it now. I've got to move through some of these pretty fast to get caught up on lost time because of our connection problem. Plus, I started the show about 20 minutes late. So we're going to go through some of these pretty fast. If you want to bid, now's the time. Or if you want to grab them on the buy it now. Jimi Hendrix is a $65 buy it now for Broadcast. Also, Yachts, SOS, Yachts is $9.99, and we also have Mark Lindsay, Silverbird. Mark Lindsay is $9.99. So there's one Jimi Hendrix. Let me show another one. That one's a $65 buy it now. This one is a $55 start. This is Jimi Hendrix live in New York, the New York Pop Festival, Downing Stadium, Randall's Island, July 17th, 1970. Wow, Jimi Hendrix, Randall's Island, New York, July 17th, 1970, $55 start. This is Jimi Hendrix. It's, if I don't say anything about the condition, then it's super clean. This is very, very nice. It's amazing the condition of some of these bootlegs. This is live Jimi Hendrix bootleg, Randall's Island, July 17th, 1970. That's now up for bid. Joe Willinger has that for $55. Brian C. gets to Mark Lindsay. Mark Fallon says he's out on Bruce. Fred Carnell, you get that for $63. That's sold to Fred Carnell for $63. Led Zeppelin, In Through the Outdoor, the D cover. Cover variant D, $29.99 for Led Zeppelin, In Through the Outdoor. $29.99. Joe Willinger right in off the bat on Jimi Hendrix at $55. That is with Joe Willinger. Next is going to be our next Bruce Springsteen. We got Bruce Springsteen and his Disciples live in Ahoy, 1981. This is Bruce Springsteen live in Ahoy, Rotterdam, Holland, April 28th, 1981. 1981. This is a $35 start. $35 start, Bruce Springsteen, Holland, April 28th, 1981, vintage bootleg, $35 start for Bruce Springsteen and his Disciples live in Ahoy. That is a $35 start. Cindy Jones is going to get the Led Zeppelin, In Through the Outdoor. That's sold to Cindy Jones. Also, Jimi Hendrix is a final call. Joe Willinger has that for $55. Eric Clapton and the Yardbirds, $19.99 for Eric Clapton and the Yardbirds. Also, Ry Cooder, Bop Till You Drop. Ry Cooder is $19.99. Bop Till You Drop. Ry Cooder, $19.99. Creedence Clearwater Revival, Mardi Gras. That's a German pressing, $34.99. Creedence Clearwater Revival, that's a German pressing of Mardi Gras, $34.99. Alice Cooper, $32.99, and this one's called From the Inside. Does have a little bit of wear on the cover. It's one of those flip open type of covers. $32.99. All right, Jimi Hendrix is sold to Joe Willinger for $55. That's sold to Joe Willinger for $55. Final call if you want to get in on Bruce Springsteen for a $35 start. That's Bruce Springsteen live in Ahoy, Holland, and that is a $35 start. Final call before I make that a buy it now. The next Jimi Hendrix is live at the Los Angeles Forum, April 25th, 1970. This is from the LA Forum, vintage boot from 1970. Disc 1 is VG+, Disc 2 is EX, $45 start. This is live from the LA Forum. It's a gatefold. Paul says name written on rear of jacket, Bill Tullis. Bill Tullis wrote his name on the jacket. This is got a Valdosta, Georgia, ABCO Inc. Studio sticker on the front. This is a Jimi Hendrix live concert from April 25th, 1970 from the LA Forum. Disc 1 is VG+, and Disc 2 is EX. $45 start on Hendrix. $45 start on Jimi Hendrix live at the Los Angeles Forum. 2LP, $45 start on Hendrix. Can you show the cover of Clapton again? I sure can. That's called Eric Clapton and the Yardbirds. That's a Springboard compilation, 1999. An Ace album, Ace. This has their hit song, How Long? How long has this been going on? The top scene does have a split in it, $12.99 for Ace, an Ace album. That is $12.99. Gary U.S. Bonds and the American Men, Standing in Line of Fire, $16.99 for Gary U.S. Bonds, and Bonnie Raitt, 9 Lives, $9.99. Valdosta, that's what I was trying to say, Dave Plunkett, thank you. If anybody wants this Bruce Springsteen, it's a $35 buy it now. Vintage Bruce Springsteen bootleg, that is Bruce Springsteen and his Disciples live in Ahoy. That's Holland, $35 buy it now. That's sold to Michael Bohannon. And final call if you want to get a bid in on Jimi Hendrix, that's a $45 start. We have Kansas City style in live performances, never before on record. That looks like Count Basie, $9.99. Count Basie, Kansas City style, $9.99. Cindy Jones is going to take the Bonnie Raitt. Let me grab the next Bruce Springsteen. Jimi Hendrix is a final call for a $45 start. This Bruce Springsteen is called Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, The Lost Live Tapes. The Lost Live Tapes. What do we have here? Lots of information on this one. We have A1 and A4, Capitol Center, Maryland, 1978. A2, A3, and B4, Music Hall, Houston, Texas, 1975. Track A5 is Arizona State University in Phoenix, 1980. Tracks B1 and B3 is in Cleveland, 79. So all kinds of different live. This is like a live compilation. It's called The Lost Tapes. Bruce Springsteen, The Lost Live Tapes. That's a $45 start. Vintage Springsteen bootleg, The Lost Live Tapes. Some information there on the back. That's a $45 start. We have Jetstream says he'll take the Eric Clapton. Eric Clapton, and that was the Yardbirds. Eric Clapton and that run right there. That's Soda Jetstream. Okay, next we have, what's the vinyl? The condition on Jimi Hendrix, the LA Forum, disc 1 is VG Plus and disc 2 is EX. VG Plus and EX on that one. Final call to get a bid in, or I'm going to make that a buy it now for $45. And we're also looking for a $45 start on Springsteen. Okay, back to the bin. The Football Game of Life. The Reverend Clovis Robinson, world famous preacher and singer. A sermon recorded live. The football game of life. I was about to say, that didn't make sense. $9.99 on that. Single, the Chill Deal Boys 12-inch single. That's $9.99. And the Swinging Organ of Wild Bill Davis, Flying Home, $9.99. The Best of Bread, $14.99 for the Best of Bread. And also Best of Lighthouse, $14.99 for Best of Lighthouse. That's in shrink wrap. $14.99. Michael Nath is in on Jimi Hendrix at $45. Jimi Hendrix is an unofficial. We're going to be selling unofficial Jimi Hendrix records pretty much all night. They're all bootlegs. This is Jimi Hendrix live at the Los Angeles Forum, 1970, disc 1 VG Plus, disc 2 EX. Michael Nath has that for $45. That's a final call. Christopher Morris on Bread. Christopher Morris is going to get Bread. Leslie Silvey was second. And let's make Bruce Springsteen a buy it now. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, the Lost Live Tapes, that's a $45 buy it now. Let's see if anybody is going to pick this up. $45 buy it now. Springsteen, the Lost Live Tapes. That is a $45 buy it now. Capitol Theater, $45 buy it now on that. I'm going to put it up here with the other Hendrix. One more record. Black Moses by Isaac Hayes, $26.99, 2 LP. Let me grab the next Springsteen. The next Springsteen. Let's do another official. This is a half-speed master of Darkness on the Edge of Town. A 1981 half-speed master EX condition. EX condition, $35 start for Bruce Springsteen, Darkness on the Edge of Town. That is a $35 start. 1981 half-speed master. The vinyls in EX, still very clean. EX, be on the conservative side, Grady. We got in a new Big Fudge inner sleeve. Bruce Springsteen, Darkness on the Edge of Town, $35 start on that, 81 half-speed master. Let's go ahead and sell Michael Nath the Hendrix for $45. That's sold to Michael Nath. And Tanner, this was sold to Michael Bohannon for $35, this one right here. So there's Springsteen, $35 start. Also, we have Jimi Hendrix. This is Jimi Hendrix, and this is Paris is Jamestown. This is side 1 at the Olympia in Paris, October 9th, 1967. Sides B1 through B4 is BBC sessions. So essentially, Olympia in Paris, it looks like they're all different BBC sessions from different days. So October, February, March, October again, and December, 67 BBC sessions from Jimi Hendrix. And this is called Paris is Jamestown. $55 start. Very cool cover there. Jimi Hendrix, and that's essentially BBC sessions, $55 start. Jimi Hendrix. That is a vintage bootleg, unofficial, $55 start on that. Okay, we have Isaac Hayes Joy, $19.99 for Isaac Hayes Joy. $19.99, Isaac Hayes Joy. Back-to-back Isaac Hayes. Also, The Letter, Judy Garland. This is $9.99. The Letter, Judy Garland, with John Ireland, original music by Gordon Jenkins, $9.99. Joe Willinger's at $55 on Jimi Hendrix. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, New Blood, $14.99 for Blood, Sweat, and Tears, New Blood. And The Golden Years of Brenda Lee, $9.99. From earlier, Sean Fairweather wants to Count Basie, and that was this one right here, Kansas City Style. That is sold to Sean Fairweather. And let's go ahead and make Bruce Springsteen a buy it now for $35. Bruce Springsteen, Darkness on the Edge of Town. This is a buy it now for $35. Half-Speed Master, $35 buy it now on that. 1981 Master Sound from CBS Audiophile Pressing. That's sold to Leslie Silvey for $35. Joe Willinger has Hendrix for $55. That's going twice, going 3 times. We are about to sell it. Let me grab the next Bruce Springsteen. This one has a cool cover here. This is live in Paris, 1985. Also live in Lincoln, Nebraska, Also live in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and live in Philly. It's numbered. Very cool cover there. It looks like Tom Petty's Southern Harvest or Southern Accents. $35 start, vintage Bruce Springsteen bootleg, live performances from 84, 85, 84, and 84, different parts of the United States and in Paris. Just a Story from America, $35 start, Just a Story from America. It's also numbered. This is number 349. This was a numbered series. Vintage bootleg, that's live in Paris, 85, live in Lincoln, Nebraska, 84, live in New Jersey, 84, and live in Philly, 84. $35 start. That's a cool cover on that one. All right, Chris B. Jack, you were second on the bot now on Springsteen. We got new bids for Jimi Hendrix. We have a $60 bid for Jimi Hendrix, and we have a $65 bid for Jimi Hendrix. We have a $70 bid for Jimi Hendrix, and Cindy Jones wants the Black Moses from earlier. That's sold to Cindy Jones. Also, we have George Jones, Who's Gonna Fill Their Shoes. George Jones is sealed, $14.99. That's sealed George Jones, $14.99, and Frank Sinatra, The Movie Songs. Frank Sinatra, The Movie Songs, $14.99. $14.99. Join Bing and sing along. 33 great songs, 33. 33 sing-along favorites by Bing Crosby, $9.99. Shane Devers is going to get the George Jones. Toby Grimm was second. And Fancy Meeting You Here, Crosby and Clooney. Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney. That's $14.99 for Crosby and Clooney. Also, John Lennon, Shaved Fish, which is a hits compilation from John Lennon. Purple Kappa label, $24.99. Jetstream wants FS for Frank Sinatra. That's sold to Jetstream. And then Bing Crosby, Christopher Morris says he'll take both. Jimi Hendrix is now at $77. Let's do a final call. If you want to get a bid in on Bruce Springsteen, final call for a $35 start before I make that a buy it now. There's only one, Roy Orbison, $24.99 for Roy Orbison. And The Best of the Hollies, Volume 2. Sealed. That's from Holland. It's sealed on Parlophone, EMI. Sealed Hollies, $24.99. Leslie's in on Bruce Springsteen at $35. Funky Kings, $19.99 for Funky Kings. And The Essential Jimi Hendrix, Volume 2. Volume 2 is $32.99. $32.99. We have a battle going on for Hendrix again between Shane and Joe. Shane's at $85. Leslie has locked in a bid on Springsteen. I'm going to go ahead and grab the next two auctions. If I come back and no one else has bid on Springsteen, I'm going to go ahead and sell it to Leslie for $35. I've also got a hangnail on my pinky that's very bothersome right now. Okay, I think I got it off. What was I doing? Springsteen. I'm going to go ahead and grab the next Springsteen and the next Hendrix. I'll go ahead and put those on deck. Let's recap this bin one more time very quickly. I'm going to get my other phone. I don't do it often, but I'm going to use the app feature in the group because I think there's some people that have probably not been able to locate the feed. I'm going to use the app feature. Not everybody likes this. You'll see some people be like, please don't ever do this again, because it literally tags about 8,000 people that's in our group and lets them know that we're live. But I need to do it tonight because we're having really bad connection problems. I want to make sure everybody's on the right feed because several people that I'm pretty sure was going to tune in tonight to bid on some records, I haven't seen them tonight. People that's messaged the page and I reminded them that was Hendrix night. So TMI, sorry, I had a problem there with my pinky. Sorry about that. I've got it fixed now, though. Okay. But yeah, let me do that right quick. Let me find tonight's feed where I've shared it in the group. There it is. All right, let me do that right quick. There is actually a way you can do it on the page, too. So let's see. Let's do it right here. Okay. All right. So, Jimi Hendrix, 85, 86, 87, 90, 91, 92. Let's go ahead and sell Bruce Springsteen to Leslie for $35. That's sold to Leslie for $35. Our next Bruce Springsteen is going to be called Bruce Springsteen, Still on the Edge. Never seen this one before. Bruce Springsteen, Still on the Edge. This is a $45 start, EX condition. This is studio outtakes from Atlantic Studios, New York, New York. So studio outtakes. Studio outtakes from 1977 EX condition. And let me show you what that is. So studio outtakes from 1977, $45 start. Bruce Springsteen, Still on the Edge. Still on the Edge. Very nice, well done looking bootleg here. Gatefold, $45 start. Bruce Springsteen, Still on the Edge. $45 start. There's LP number 1. There's LP number 2. Bruce Springsteen, Still on the Edge. And that is a $45 start. And what that is studio outtakes from 1977. Shane's out on Jimi Hendrix, so this is now a final call. Joe Willinger has this for $92, and that's now a final call. That's now a final call. Let me recap this spin very quickly one more time. Dizzy Gillespie and the Mitchell Ruff Duo, that was $14.99. Also, Hartsfield was $14.99. Creedence Clearwater Revival, Green River. Also on here, Bad Moon Rising in Lodi, $34.99 for CCR. Crosby and Nash Live, that was actually sealed, $24.99. Straightaway Jazz Things, Maynard Ferguson, really cool cover on that one, $14.99 for Maynard Ferguson. And we had Bob Dylan and the Band, Before the Flood. Dylan and the Band, Before the Flood, $44.99. Billy Underwood is going to take the Maynard Ferguson. That's sold to Billy Underwood. Let's go ahead and sell Jimi Hendrix to Joe Willinger for $92. And we're looking for a $45 start on Bruce Springsteen. That's called Still on the Edge. Studio outtakes from Atlantic, 1977, New York City, looking for a $45 start. The next Jimi Hendrix is called Hush Now. Jimi Hendrix's studio recordings from July 17, 1967 and August 8, 1967. This is a $25 start. Studio recordings, this is July 7th, 1967 and August 8th, 1967. That's a $25 start. Jimi Hendrix Hush Now. There's the next vintage Jimi Hendrix bootleg. Hush Now. $25 start on that one. Now up for bid. The Turtles Golden Hits, that has So Happy Together on it, $9.99. Raiders Collage, $9.99 on the Raiders. The Rolling Stones Emotional Rescue, $34.99, and we had a copy of Tattoo You, but it looks like we sold that one. The Kaz and Kant Super Circus is $16.99. There is no 7-inch with this one. I think that only came with Volume 1. I think that only, or did it? Side special, no, it also came with a 7-inch. It's not with this one, though. No 7-inch with that one. The Essential Hendrix, $32.99. Jean-Luc Ponty is $14.99. Yachts SOS, $9.99. Ry Cooter, Bop Till You Drop, $19.99. Creedence Clearwater Revival, Mardi Gras, that was a German pressing for $34.99. Alice Cooper, From the Inside, $32.99 for Alice Cooper. And Ace Album, featuring How Long, $12.99. Gary U.S. Bonds was $16.99. And The Football Game of Life, Reverend Cleophas Robinson, that is a spoken word sermon, $9.99. Okay, if anybody wants to do a buy it now on Bruce Springsteen, that's a $45 start for Bruce Springsteen. Still on the Edge. Still on the Edge. $45 buy it now for Bruce Springsteen 2LP. That's studio recordings and demos from 1977. 1977. That's a $45 buy it now if anybody wants it. Joe Willinger's at $25 on Jimi Hendrix. That's going twice, going 3 times. I was about to make it a buy it now. He's went ahead and locked in a bid for $25. That's now going twice, going 3 times. Going twice, going 3 times on the Jimi Hendrix for $25. The next Bruce Springsteen is Bruce Springsteen Out in the Streets. Wow, this is 3 LPs. Live at the Memorial. Actually, it's 4 LPs. This may be one of those full concerts we were talking about earlier. Live at the Memorial Coliseum, Temple, Arizona, November 8th, 1984. 3 LPs are EX Plus Near Mint Minus, and 1 LP is VG Plus. And yes, this is a 4 LP. That might be a complete concert. As y'all know, Bruce Springsteen, famous for playing concerts that lasted about 9 hours. So 4 LPs on this one. 4 LPs on this one, and this is a $55 start. This is called Bruce Springsteen Out in the Streets, and that is live, Temple, Arizona, 1984, $55 start. That's a 4 LP. I'm assuming that's a full concert. 4 LPs. Don Alker's in. All right, we have single, The Chill Deal Boys, $9.99. Also, The Swinging Organ of Wild Bill Davis, Flying Home. That's a cool cover, $9.99. So Jimi Hendrix was $25. What was the CCR? That was Green River, $34.99 for Green River. Jimi Hendrix is at $30.35. Bruce Springsteen, $55.55. And Jimi Hendrix, $40. Best of Lighthouse, $14.99 for Best of Lighthouse. Isaac Hayes, Joy. Isaac Hayes is $19.99. The Letter by Judy Garland, $9.99. Blood, Sweat, and Tears was $14.99. Also, Golden Years, Brenda Lee, $9.99. John Lennon, Shaved Fish, that's a hits comp, $14.99. There is only one Roy Orbison, $24.99. The Best of the Hollies was sealed, that's $24.99. And Funky Kings is $19.99. Funky Kings is $9.99. That was crate number 2 of tonight's newest vintage arrivals. I'll go back through those later. We've also got some 45s to show. Let me go ahead and set up the next crate of new vintage stuff. Let me set up the next crate of new vintage stuff, and then I will go ahead and start showing those 45s. I'm going to be mixing those in while we continue all night with Bruce Springsteen and Jimi Hendrix. Bruce Springsteen and Jimi Hendrix all night along with 45s. I do have some Clapton records. I hadn't got to those yet because we're kind of behind now with the Hendrix stuff, but we will start showing them in just a second. First, let me update everybody on what's going on. Jimi Hendrix is up for bid. We got 2 active bidders on this. This is Jimi Hendrix Hush Now. This is studio recordings from July 17th, 1967 and August 8th, 1967. So that's Jimi Hendrix studio recordings. It's called Hush Now. Studio recordings there. Michael Nath is the high bidder at $45. Michael Nath is the high bidder. Now, Bruce Springsteen, this is what appears to be a full concert from Arizona, Memorial Coliseum, 1984. 4 LPs. 4 LPs, 3 of them are pretty much near mint minus. 1 is VG+. Very cool there. There's a lot of interest in that one because that's one of those actual true bootleg full concerts. We were at 55, 55, 60, 65, 67, 68, 70, 71, 72. Bruce Springsteen's at 72, Out in the Streets, 72. And Michael Nath is the high bid on Hendrix at 45. Let's see here. I think our first batch of 45s is some stuff that, let me try to get a hold of them here. This is our first batch of 45s that Paul has ready for us. Let me figure out what we have here. And these are all going to be $4.99. $4.99. Let me go ahead and show a handful. So, Tanner, these are $4.99. Paul has all these ready for us. First is Bruce Springsteen, Born in USA, and Shout Out the Light. These are all $4.99. $4.99. I'm going to show 4 or 5 at a time. There's Bruce Springsteen. Elton John, Philadelphia Freedom. I saw her standing there. We have a note on that one. That's an EX condition. Elton John, these are all $4.99. The Sweet, Teenage Rampage, and Open Up, Take a Look at Yourself. That's in the original RCA company sleeve. That's $4.99. 1, 2, 3. Here's number 4. That's 10 Years After, I'm Going Home. The classic 10 Years After. That's the famous track they did at Woodstock. VG Plus $4.99. And Buddy Holly. This is Buddy Holly. This is an EP. Yeah, this is an EP. VG Condition. It's a UK import EP from Buddy Holly, Blue Coral label. That's also $4.99. There's our first 5 $4.99 45s. Our first 5 $4.99 45s. Hopefully they've all sold. Back up to the top, Bruce Springsteen was at 71, 72. Bruce Springsteen 79. Mark Fallon's at 90. Shane's out on Jimi Hendrix. Heather's out on Bruce Springsteen. Kelly's out on Jimi Hendrix. And Michael Nath was at 45 on Jimi Hendrix. So I think that's a final call now. Jim Nilsson. Actually, first is Mark Fallon. He gets Born to Run. Tanner, that was $4.99. Jim Nilsson gets Elton John for $4.99. Carlene was second. Chris Bijak is going to get Sweet for $4.99. Christopher Morris gets Buddy Holly. Chris Bijak was second. Nicholas was third. And the only one left is 10 Years After, vocal and guitar solo, Alvin Lee, I'm Going Home and Hear Me Calling, VG Plus condition, $4.99 if anybody wants 10 Years After. That one's still left. All right, no one else bid on Jimi Hendrix. That's sold to Michael Nath for $45. Final call to Mark Fallon. He has the Bruce Springsteen at $90. Mark Fallon's at $90 on that. Final call. Let's grab our next Hendrix record. Our next Hendrix record is called, wow, this has got a lot of information on it. This is a $65 start. Jimi Hendrix is a $65 start. We have Atwood Hall, Clark University, Massachusetts, so 1968. We have BBC 69, Top Gear BBC 67, Saturday Club BBC 67, and Maui, Hawaii 1970. Trademark of quality, EX condition, $65 start. And that's called Jimi Hendrix Broadcast Maui. 2 albums, cheap by Trademark of quality. And that's a 2 LP Jimi Hendrix Vintage Bootleg. So that's Clark University in Massachusetts, 68. Lots of BBC broadcast over in the UK from 67 and 68, and then Maui, Hawaii, 1970. That's the entire LP number 2. The entire LP number 2 is the Maui concert. $65 start for Jimi Hendrix broadcast. So disc 1 is Various Live, and then disc 2 is Maui, Hawaii. $65 start on Hendrix. New vintage arrivals. We have the Fifth Dimension individually and collectively. Fifth Dimension is $12.99. Spirit, the Spirit of 76, that's Spirit. Randy, California, Ed Cassidy, $24.99. Harry Chapin, dance band on the Titanic. Harry Chapin is $14.99. And the legendary Woody Guthrie in memoriam, $9.99. Good Vibrations, the best of the Beach Boys, that's $16.99. And Jamming with Edward, that's Mick Jagger, Bill Wyman, and Charlie Watts with Ry Cooder and Nicky Hopkins in shrink wrap, $34.99. All right, Mark Fallon gets the Bruce Springsteen for $90. That's sold to Mark Fallon. Looking for a $65 start on Hendrix. Craig just posted the track listing. Thank you, Craig. $65 start on Hendrix. That is going once, going twice before we make it a buy it now. And the next Bruce Springsteen is called The Boss, as requested around the world. This is, wow, it's on colored vinyl. Live compilation from 77 to 81. So Various Live compilation, 1977 to 1981 on red vinyl. Paul says it's in VG Plus condition, $45 start. Red vinyl, $45 start. So vintage bootleg, that's a live compilation from 77 to 81. Various live tracks, $45 start. Very cool red, dark red vinyl. It's in shrink wrap still. VG Plus, $45 start. Bill Samus wants Jamming with Edward, and so does Chris Bijak. Looks like Bill Samus was first. Chris, you were second on that one. Here's another Stones record. This is called Undercover. $34.99 for the Rolling Stones Undercover. And Hank Aaron, very cool. This is sealed, $29.99. This is called The Life of a Legend, narrated by Kurt Gowdy. The Life of a Legend. It's a gatefold album about Hank Aaron, $29.99. Michael Bohannon's at $45 on Bruce Springsteen. Let's go ahead and make Jimi Hendrix a buy it now for $65. Jimi Hendrix broadcast, Various Live. And then LP number 2 is the Maui concert, which was officially released a couple years ago. This is the vintage bootleg of that. $65 buy it now on Jimi Hendrix broadcast. That is sold to Don Alker. Kevin W., you were second. Don was a quick buy it now to that first. Final call on Springsteen for $45. Next is Babe Ruth, The Legend Comes to Life. Babe Ruth, that is sealed, $24.99. 2 baseball records. They're both spoken word narratives about the life of Hank Aaron and the life of Babe Ruth. They're both sealed. David Bowie, Historia del Rock compilation. This is also sealed from Italy, $34.99. That's a sealed David Bowie compilation, $34.99 from Italy. And we have a fistful of dollars for a few dollars more, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Great music from those Clint Eastwood films, $14.99. Music by Ennio Morricone. Michael Nath gets the David Bowie, that's sold to Michael Nath, and Foghat Boogie Motel, $14.99. Christopher Morris on the Rolling Stones, that is sold to Christopher Morris. Fistful of Dollars is sold to Jetstream. Colin Butler second, and Ken Crooker was third. Let's go ahead and sell the Bruce Springsteen, the Michael Bohannon for $45, and I'll grab our next Jimi Hendrix bootleg and our next Bruce Springsteen bootleg. Our next Jimi Hendrix and our next Bruce Springsteen. Let's do the Jimi Hendrix first. The Jimi Hendrix Experience, The Wild Man of Pop Plays, Volume 1. This is live, Stockholm, Sweden, 67. Also live at the Beat 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 TV show in Germany, 1967. And live on the Pops Idea Swedish TV show, 67. So all live recordings from 1967. It's a vintage bootleg, the Jimi Hendrix Experience, The Wild Man Plays Pop. $45 start. It looks like it was made in the 80s. It's still vintage in my opinion. Not a new one per se. Yeah, 1988. I could tell by the way the vinyl and the cover looked. Late 80s bootleg. The live concerts are from 67. Jimi Hendrix is a $45 start. That one's near mint and shrink wrap. The Jimi Hendrix Experience, The Wild Man of Pop Plays. He opens up to Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. He used to open concerts with that in 67, right after Sgt. Pepper's was released. This is Bruce Springsteen, Odds and Sods. This is notes on the front actually to seem to be right. So, let me show you what this is. Bruce Springsteen is a $35 start. Paul says the piece of paper is actually what it is. So, we have Red Rocks, 1981, Brunswick, New Jersey, 84, East Troy, Wisconsin, 84, and wow, the Jack Murphy Center, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. That's pretty cool. Local to us. Murfreesboro, Jack Murphy Center, Springsteen, 1984. The Glass House, Springsteen, playing right down the road from us. $35 start. Murfreesboro, Tennessee's on that one. That is a $35 start. Bruce Springsteen, Odds and Sods. I bet there's some people watching that's local that probably was at that concert or probably knew people that were going to that concert. I'm going to mute my mic for 1 second, take a drink of water. Okay, I feel refreshed. All right, we have Sounds Like Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass, 1999. In Shrink Wrap, Casino Royale, very cool. I have that one, 1999. I don't have one in shrink wrap like that. I might keep it if no one buys it. Poco Crazy Eyes, $9.99. And The Best of Dean Martin, $9.99. So quick update. The last record I showed was The Fistful of Dollars. Jetstream first, Colin second, Ken Crooker third, and Corey Gaston fourth. Joe Willinger has bid on Jimi Hendrix for $45. That's going once, going twice. Shane Devers bid $50. And then Michael Bohannon's at $35 on Springsteen. He says his wife was at that show. Very cool. So Springsteen's at $35 with Michael Bohannon going once, going twice. Looks like Joe and Shane are battling that one out. Also, if you missed it earlier, I showed this picture. There's Dale from Dale's Pittsburgh collection where all these amazing records came from. I showed that earlier when we went live. There's him with Bruce Springsteen. You can see he's got a handful of albums there he's trying to get signed. And that's what Dale did. He'd hang out outside of venues and try to get these albums signed. And also, he worked security at a lot of these events. So up there in Pittsburgh and in Atlanta, where he lived for a while, he worked security at a lot of these events. Sometimes he would wait outside and try to catch them. And then if he's lucky enough to meet them backstage. But yeah, there's Dale. And of course, that's Springsteen. So he had over 9,000 albums when he bought his collection. And most of them were autographed or bootlegs. That's what he collected, and imports. You'll notice there's some imports in some of these as well. The Great George Jones, United Artists. This looks like a UK pressing of some sort. Yeah, Great Britain, George Jones, $9.99. Jetstream gets the Dean Martin. Let's go ahead and sell the Bruce Springsteen for $35. Michael Bohannon, live in Murfreesboro. That's pretty cool. I might have to put that on, Michael, and give it a listen. Jimi Hendrix is at 55, 52, now 55, and the Drifters Golden Hits, that is sealed, $24.99. The Drifters Golden Hits, sealed, $24.99. Oak Ridge Boys, Bobby Sue, Oak Ridge Boys is $9.99, and Seals and Croft, Sudan Village, that is sealed, $14.99. All right, we have the Jimi Hendrix 51, 55, 52, and 57. Also, Fifth Dimension, Love, Lines, Angles, and Rhymes. The Fifth Dimension is $12.99, and Flash in the Pan, $16.99. They're still bidding on Hendrix. Let me grab the next Springsteen record. This one looks like a, what is this? What's that? Yeah, I need you to do that for me. You know how you did it last time? Just list all those individually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that way they're ending at a good time. But yeah, there should be, you can do all of them. So, okay. Flash in the Pan, where was we? 51, 52, 55, 57, 60, 63. The name of the Jimi Hendrix is called the Jimi Hendrix Experience, The Wild Man Plays Pop. That's a vintage bootleg of live recordings from 1967. High bid is Joe Willinger at $63. Also, we have Bruce Springsteen, The Promise. This is sealed from 2010, a $55 start. I think this is official, isn't it? Yeah, this is official. The Lost Sessions, Darkness on the Edge of Town, that's Bruce Springsteen, The Promise, and it's sealed. Darkness on the Edge of Town, Lost Sessions, that's a $55 start for Springsteen. So that is sealed from 2010, $55 start on that. Let me grab another handful of $4.99 45s. 1, 2, 3, and we have 4, and we have 5. We've got some 545s here. 545s for $4.99 each. 545s for $4.99 each. The first one we have is Brownsville Station, Smoking in the Boys' Room. EX condition, that's a UK pressing. Brownsville Station, $4.99. Also, Whitney Houston, Didn't We Almost Have It All? Whitney Houston is VG Plus, $4.99. Bonus 7-inch from the new album Sound and Color. That is on white vinyl, $4.99. That's Alabama Shakes. Alabama Shakes, $4.99. Little Boy and Fat Man, Motor Boy's Motor, 52 Stations, Robin Hitchcock. How to Keep Your Husband Happy. Amplifiers, DBs. I'm not for sure what that is. It's a flexi disc, $4.99. And Tiny Tim, Tiptoe to the Gas Pumps. It's a double-sided promo, white label promo, Tiny Tim, $4.99. Okay, update on our auctions. Jimi Hendrix was at 63, then 70 with Shane. Craig is at 55 on Springsteen, going twice, going 3 times. And Jimi Hendrix is at 71 with Joe Willinger. Brian C. first on Smoking in the Boys' Room. That's $4.99 to Brian C. Leslie Sivley wants the Alabama Shakes. That's so to Leslie Sivley. Toby Grimm first on Tiny Tim. Vicky, you were second. So that still leaves Whitney Houston. And I don't know what this really is, this flexi disc. 52 Stations, Robin Hitchcock, and How to Keep Your Husband Happy, Cosmopolitans. Those are $4.99 if anybody wants those. Okay, Jimi Hendrix is 76. I'm about to sell Bruce Springsteen to $55 to Craig. We have Songs for the New Depression. That is $9.99. Songs for the New Depression. Bette Midler, that is $9.99. Also, New England, $9.99. New England Self-Titled, $9.99 for New England Self-Titled. Also, Hello Dolly, Louis Armstrong. Hello Dolly, Louis Armstrong, $19.99. $19.99 on that. Johnny Horton's Greatest Hits, that's $9.99 for Johnny Horton's Greatest Hits. Columbia 2i Mono, $9.99. All right, let's go ahead and sell this to Craig, 55. Craig, I saw your comment about your other records. I don't think they've shipped those because since they were free, I don't know if those were supposed to go. They probably didn't know they were supposed to go to you directly without having an invoice. So I'll make sure that we'll get all that settled. I'll work out a deal with you on that one and the other ones that I told I'd give it to you for free, and we'll get you a package in the mail, unless they've already sent you one. I really don't know. So, but Craig, thank you as always for your help. I'll work out something with you so we can get all that package out on that record and the other one. So, as always, thank you, Craig, for your help with track listing. Very, very helpful. Thank you. The Vintage Years, Dwayne Eddy. The Vintage Years, Dwayne Eddy, that's $19.99. And Mark Farner Band, No Frills, that's $19.99. Mark Farner, that is sealed. Also, Joe Pass, University of Akron Concert, $19.99. They're still bidding on Jimi Hendrix, but we do have 2 outs. Joe's out and Chad's out. Shane Devers has that for $80. That's going twice, going 3 times. Let me go ahead and grab our next Hendrix and our next Springsteen. Here's Hendrix, and here is our next Springsteen. Let me grab right here. Here we go. Let's see what we have here. So let's go ahead and sell this to Shane Devers for $80. Jimi Hendrix Experience, the Wild Man of Pop Plays. The next Jimi Hendrix is Jimi Hendrix at His Best, Joker, Volume 3. This is a 1972 Italian compilation, import, EX condition, $35 start. This is Jimi Hendrix at His Best, Volume 3, $35 start. Jimi Hendrix at His Best, Volume 3, EX condition, and that is an Italian import, $35 start. Very cool there. Hendrix is all pink. $35 start. 72 Italian pressing of that. And this is Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, Freeze Out, live at the Roxy, LA, October 17th, 1975. That is Bruce Springsteen, live at the Roxy, 1975, original on an FM broadcast. This is a limited edition of 500, $25 start. $25 start, Bruce Springsteen. $25 start on that. James Lee Farrell on the Johnny Horton from earlier. That's so to James Lee Farrell. Also, we have Spyro Gyra, Alternating Current. Spyro Gyra is $9.99. Trash It Up, Southside Johnny and the Jukes. That's $12.99. And Wolfman Jack is $14.99. Fun and Romance, $14.99. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Chad, did you happen to see a Hungry Heart 45? I'm not for sure what that is. And I have no idea what we have tonight. I have no idea what's in these bins. I actually have no idea what Hendrix records we're selling. I have no idea what 45s are over here. I also have no idea what I'm going to do next. So I have no idea what's about to be shown. No clue. There could be anything pop up. Pete Townsend Scoop, $22.99. Paul and John got all this ready, took the pictures, tagged them, cleaned them, put the information. I just usually show up and sell them and sometimes get ready for stuff the next sale sometimes, but I usually just show up and sell the stuff. Pete Townsend, White City, a novel, and that is $14.99. I do get a lot of auctions ready sometimes, but Paul got all these ready. He picked them, took the pictures, looked them up, test played a bunch of them. $14.99, back-to-back Pete Townsend, and the Crickets, something gold, something new, something blue, and something else. That's the Crickets, $19.99. All right, we got bids on Springsteen for $25 and $27. Final call to get a bid in on Jimi Hendrix for $35. I'm about to make that a buy it now. And Don McLean Tapestry. Don McLean is $9.99. Wishbone Ash, there's the rub. Wishbone Ash is $14.99. Burton Cummings. Burton Cummings is $12.99. And also Delbert McClinton, Keeper of the Flame. Delbert McClinton is $9.99. Okay, Springsteen's at $30. I'm going to go ahead and make Jimi Hendrix a buy it now. $35 buy it now. If anybody wants the Jimi Hendrix at his best, 1972 Italian Volume 3. It's called Jimi Hendrix Joker. $35 buy it now on that. Sell that to U.J. Miller. Tanner, that's a buy it now for $35 to U.J. Miller. There was the last Hendrix. There's the other Hendrix, and there's the only buy it now, the Johnny Horton. Randy Meisner from the Eagles, $14.99 for Randy Meisner. And Limo, that's one of the many. Now, I've never seen this one before, but that's one of the many Warner Brothers compilations. That one's called Limo, $22.99. Chad, if you're done bidding on Bruce Springsteen, just let us know. Let me find probably one of the neatest Jimi Hendrix bootlegs we have tonight. It's also probably the pricier ones, but Paul says this was absolutely incredible when he's seen it, and I agree. This is Jimi Hendrix live at the Forum. Excuse me while I kiss the sky. Live at the Forum. The first note is, man, these discs look awesome. It's also extremely rare on this splatter vinyl. This is a $195 start. $195 start. I want y'all to look at the wax. Look at the vinyl, the splatter, the record, the LP, whatever you want to call it. $195 start. That's disc 1. This vintage splatter vinyl is always so incredible. I don't know why they didn't do more records like that. I mean, they all sound pretty great, pretty good, every one I've listened to. And then that one's on red splatter. Just incredible. Very rare to find that on splatter vinyl. That's Jimi Hendrix, $195 start. That's live at the Forum, April 25th, 1975, or 1970. Not 75. He'd been dead for 5 years in 75. Excuse me while I kiss the sky. Jimi Hendrix, $195 star, splatter vinyl from the Forum. Springsteen's at $30. Springsteen's at $32. Mark Fallon, you're out. Mark Fallon, you're out on that. All right, let me see what I've got going on here. Let's see here. Okay, make sure I hadn't missed anything over here. All right, I'm good. So, back to the bin. Tracks on Limo. Give me 1 second. If Craig doesn't post those, I will share it. It's a Warner Brothers compilation called Limo. There's a lot of tracks on there, James Rayner. Springsteen's at $32, looking for a $195 start on Hendrix. Burbank, I think this is another This is another Warner Brothers compilation. $22.99. There's Burbank. Also, Songbook, $69 Warner Reprise. Another Warner Brothers compilation. This one's $22.99 as well. There's 3 in a row Warner Brothers compilation. And Dallas, Floyd Kramer. That is the famous TV show, Dallas, the soap opera. This is the theme song. It's an album by Floyd Kramer, Dallas, 1999. All right, final call on Bruce Springsteen. Chad Van Horn's at $32. Mark Fallon, ball's in your court. Final call to lock in a bid on Hendrix for $195 before I make it a buy it now. Craig is posting all the massive track listings from those compilations. If anybody decides they want any, let me know. I'm just going to read the titles that's left in this bin, but not before I show the next batch of $4.99 45s. And this is the last $4.99 45s, and then we've got some $5.90. No, we've got $6.99, $9.99, and $19.99. So these are $4.99. This is a Norak Morning Light sealed. A Norak Morning Light, $4.99. Also the Searchers, Love Potion number 9, and High Heel Sneakers. The Searchers is $4.99. Herbie Hancock, Everybody's Broke, and Help Yourself. Herbie Hancock is $4.99. The Rolling Stones, Harlem Shuffle, and Had It With You. That's an EX condition, $4.99. Dave Brubeck Quartet, Take 5, and Blue Rondo La Turque, $4.99 for Dave Brubeck. Also another Rolling Stones, Break the Spell, and Almost Hear You Sigh. That's another Stones for $4.99. and Jane Birkin and Sergei Gainsborough, Jitam Mon Non Plus, and Jane B. That is $4.99. So those are all $4.99. That was the last batch of the $4.99 stuff, and I'll have a few left over, and we'll do a big recap at some point at the end. We have Mark Fallon back in on Springsteen at 33. That means Chad Van Horn, you're out. We have Mark Fallon at 33 on Springsteen. Chris Bijak first to HH, which is Herbie Hancock. That's sold to Chris Bijak for $4.99. Christopher Morris was first on the Stones. And Christopher Morris, let me know if you want Harlem Shuffle or the Break the Spell. Christopher Morris, you're first on that, or you can have both of them, so we'll put those back there in pending. Brian C. was second on the Rolling Stones. Dave Plunkett put D. I'm assuming that's for Dave Brubeck, and then he put DB again. So that is the second confirmed sold, $4.99. That is Dave Plunkett on Dave Brubeck. Chris Bijak was second. We have Fred Carnell wants SG and GB. SG and JB, that's this one right here on the Fontana label. That's sold to Fred Carnell for $4.99. Christopher Morris wants HS for Harlem Shuffle. And that leaves one Rolling Stones, unless Brian C. wanted it. Break the Spell and Almost Hear You Sigh. That's from Steel Wheels. And that leaves the Searchers and a Norak Morning Light, which is sealed. Those three are all $4.99 each. All right, I'm going to make Jimi Hendrix a $195 buy it now. Live at the Forum. It's in shrink wrap. It's on that wicked splatter vinyl. Rare, $195 buy it now if anybody wants in on that. Bruce Springsteen, $195 buy it now. Mark Fallon's out on Springsteen. Chad Van Horn has that for $34. I'm going to read the titles that's left in here. Brian says so he'll take that other Stones. So that's sold to Brian C. for $4.99. Final call on Springsteen. Then I'm going to put up two new auctions. Here's what's left. If you want prices, just let me know. I'm just going to read the titles that's left in here. And then I think we got a full crate of check condition stuff. Fantastic check condition stuff to show. So we have the Fifth Dimension, individually and collectively. Spirit of 76, Harry Chapin, dance band on the Titanic. The legendary Woody Guthrie, Good Vibrations, Best of the Beach Boys. The Hank Aaron record, Babe Ruth record, Foghat Boogie Motel. Herb Alpert, Tijuana Brass. Poco Crazy Eyes, The Great George Jones, a UK pressing. That's interesting. Drifters Golden Hits, Oak Ridge Boys, Seals and Crofts, Sudan Village, and the Fifth Dimension again, Loves, Lines, Angles, and Rhymes. Let's go ahead and sell Springsteen then to Chad Van Horn. Chad gets that for $34. Time for two new records. Let's do, let's see what I got over here in the Clapton pile. I do have a Clapton slow hand, a MoFi copy that's in VG Plus condition. So it is in VG Plus condition. However, it is a MoFi pressing of slow hand. $35 start, Eric Clapton slow hand, and this is a very clean VG Plus. That's a conservative grade for a MoFi pressing. It's more like an EX, just FYI. It's more like an EX. The cover's in about VG condition, but an affordable MoFi copy there of slow hand, $35 start. Classic album, of course, by Eric Clapton. There is kind of a curveball. We'll do a Clapton record, and let's go ahead and put up another Jimmy. This one looks really cool. Spanish Castle Magic. Jimi Hendrix live at the LA Forum from 1969. Live at the LA Forum from 1969. Paul says this has to be a soundboard recording because it sounds pretty dang good. Jimi Hendrix. 2 LPs. That's probably a full concert. He didn't play really long set list, you know. It's not like Bruce Springsteen. When Hendrix came out, these multi-billed concerts in 67, 68, he would play, you know, 8, 10 songs maybe. $65 start, live at the LA Forum. $65 start, 1969. And Jimi Hendrix. Great track listing too. $65 start on that. That's called Spanish Castle Magic. No condition notes on the vinyl. Anthony Gray has the Eric Clapton for $35. Going once, going twice. Shane's in on the Jimi Hendrix for $65. Okay, back to the bin. Just recapping this one very quickly. We have Flash in the Pan. Flash in the Pan. Bette Midler, Songs for the New Depression. New England, Hello Dolly, Louis Armstrong, Dwayne Eddy, Mark Farner, Spyro Gyra, Joe Pass, Trash It Up, Southside Johnny, Wolfman Jack, Pete Townsend, The Crickets, Don McLean, Wishbone Ash, Burton Cummings, Delbert McClinton, Randy Meisner. Then the three Warner Brothers compilations, Limo, Burbank, and the Warner Brothers Songbook, and then Dallas is still available, $19.99. Eric Clapton, $35. Jimi Hendrix, $65. Jimi Hendrix, $65. Eric Clapton, $36. MF price. EMF was Mark Farner, maybe. That was sealed for $19.99. Mark Farner, if that's the one you're asking about, it is sealed, unopened, $19.99. Tanner, looks like you have a question to ask me. Carry on. Do you want to grab those lava lamps? I still haven't shown those, but I know how much they are. I remember looking them up. They're right there. Yeah, I got some cool lava lamps. My distributors have started carrying these, or at least one has. These are $39.99, and we will need to probably do, let's see here. We'll have to box these separately. So these are $39.99. Let's call these, that's 40. These will be, let's make it 50, and that will include shipping. So we'll just call it $49.99. We'll put it on your invoice, but that includes an extra $10 for shipping. So they would normally be $39.99. So if you're local, I'll charge you $39.99. If we got to ship it to you, $49.99. That's basically $39.99 and $10 shipping. But people ask about these in the store, you know, different music type stuff like lava lamps and incense. And I saw what they were carrying these, and I was like, well, that's pretty cool. So there's two different lava lamps. That's kind of like a rainbow color. Then we have a pink tie-dyed. And then this is also a multicolor, kind of a little bit different color than the other one. There's one, too. And here's a glitter one, lava lamps. Needed these for the store, but I thought I'd show them here. So $39.99, or if you need them shipped, they're $49.99. And lava lamps. So there's glitter, there's a multicolor, and then a tie-dyed, and then another multicolor. Those are $39.99 if you're going to pick up, or $49.99 if you need them shipped. Okay, New England. New England was in shrink wrap, New England, and it was $9.99, Steve Botsford. Kenny Heathcock says he'll take the Mark Farner, and we have New England, and that's $9.99. I think we're still bidding on both auctions. Jimi Hendrix was at $69, Eric Clapton $40, Jimi Hendrix $70, Jimi Hendrix $75, Eric Clapton $37, but we was already at $40, Eric Clapton $41, Mark Fallon's at $80 on Jimi Hendrix, and Eric Clapton's at $41. We did not get any copies of Brother Kane. No copies of Brother Kane. No, unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. So we're just waiting for those to come in. I'm not saying we're not getting any. We just didn't get any in. So, okay, let's see what we have here. So our next records are this next handful. I've got 4 here. These are all $6.99. So now we're going to some $6.99 45s. The first one we have is Leonard Skinner, Freebird, and Down South Junkin'. That's in VG Plus condition. $6.99 for Skinner. Tower of Power, We Came to Play. That's a white label promo. $6.99 for Tower of Power. Dexy's Midnight Runners, Come On Eileen. EX condition, $6.99. And Babes Shambles, is that what that says? Abalon, and that is $6.99. I'm not as familiar with that, but there's our next batch of 45s. Those are all $6.99 each. We have an entire, completely full bin. This is enough for 2 crates, really. This is enough for 2 crates, but I'm going to pull it all up. This will keep us occupied for a while. And this is check condition, new vintage check condition. New vintage check condition arrivals. Always fun crates. Steve Botsford said he will take the New England from the last crate. Let's go ahead and pull that for Steve Botsford. Let's pull this for Steve Botsford, New England. That's sold to him. And we have an update on our auction. So, lots of activity. Anthony Gray was the last bidder on the MoFi VG Plus /EX slow hand MoFi copy. Anthony Gray's at 41. The Jimi Hendrix was at 80 with Mark Fallon. That's going once, going twice. 80 with Mark Fallon. We have several people out. First on Leonard Skinner, Shane Devers got that for $6.99. Chris second, Brian C. third, Jesse Hood fourth, and Craig Thomas wants the Baby Shambles. I believe that's what that is. That's sold to Craig Thomas, $6.99. Dexy's Midnight Runners, Come On Eileen, and Tower of Power still available for $6.99 if anybody wants those. Sherry Darnell says she'll take the Dexy's Midnight Runners, and that just leaves Tower of Power, We Came to Play, a near mint, unplayed, white label promo. Tower of Power, $6.99. So Clapton, now a final call, 41, and Jimi Hendrix a final call for 80. I'm about to sell those so we can put up some new stuff. Next is our newest check condition stuff. We have Michigan Rocks. This is a fantastic compilation. John gave this to me the first time, and I was like, wow. Bob Seger, Ted Nugent, MC5, Mitch Verrider. It's called Michigan Rocks. It's a compilation. VG condition, $14.99. Michigan Rocks. Paul Revere and the Raiders, greatest hits. It also has the booklet. It does have the souvenir photo book, VG Plus condition, $9.99 on Paul Revere and the Raiders. We also have the Honey Drippers, VG condition, $12.99. There's some cover damage. Looks like a sticker got peeled off and some tape residue there. VG, $12.99 on the Page Plant record. Kenny Heathcock on Michigan Rocks. Joe Willinger second. Chad Van Horn third. Let's go ahead and sell these auctions. Eric Clapton is sold to Anthony Gray for $41, and the Jimi Hendrix is sold to Mark Fallon for $80. That's sold to Mark Fallon for $80. So time for another Hendrix and possibly another Springsteen record. Let's go ahead and do Jimi Hendrix, and I like this cover, and let me pull out another Springsteen. All right, this is Jimi Hendrix live at the Forum. Check out this cover. Los Angeles, April 25th, 1970. Very cool. Live at the Forum, April 1970. Vintage boot from 1970, live at the Forum, April 25th, 1970. VG Plus condition, $65 start. What an awesome cover there. Jimi Hendrix, that's a 2 LP. I believe it's a gatefold. It is. Nothing on the inside, but it is a gatefold. VG Plus condition for Jimi Hendrix live at the Forum, $65 start. That is at $65 start. Teardrops on the City, Bruce Springsteen, live in Stockholm, August 5th, 1981. Rare triple LP, $125 start. Wow. This is Teardrops on the City, Bruce Springsteen, a 3 LP, Bruce Springsteen, and this is $125 start. Triple LP. Triple LP? If so, we're missing a... Is this supposed to be a triple LP, or am I missing something here? 1, 2, 3, or is there a disc somewhere else? 1, 2, it is supposed to be a 3 LP. 1, 2, 3. Either there's one somewhere else, or this is missing one. Let me see if there's something else over here in the crate. Give me 1 second on this one. I'll put up a different one. First, I thought I was in at 41 on Eric Clapton. If it was, I missed it, and I will put it back up. But if you ever hear me saying a final call and you're not the high bidder, then you might want to bid again or let me know. IMJMV was first at 41. So let's forget about the Springsteen for a second, and I'll show this, or I'll put this back up. IMJMV was in first at 41 on Eric Clapton. Anthony Gray, you were second, so you're back out. So my bad on that. Let's go ahead and put this back up, IMJMV. But if you ever hear me doing a final call, you might want to say something so I can check on it. Anthony Gray's back in at 42. Okay, so Michigan Rocks, Tanner, that was sold to Kenny Heathcock. John Smetzer gets the Paul Revere, and Corey Gaston got the Honey Drippers. But sorry about that, IMJMV. We got it fixed now. Anthony Gray is right back in at 42, though. Jimi Hendrix is up for a $65 start. Back to the bin. The Association, and then along comes the Association, VG Plus condition, $9.99. The Fabulous Thunderbirds, Tough Enough. That's VG for $9.99. Quicksilver, What About Me? Quicksilver's in VG condition, $9.99. Village People, Can't Stop the Music. VG condition, $9.99 for the Village People. And Stephen Steele's, that's VG Plus, $14.99. IMJMV's at 43 on Clapton. Final call to get a bid in on Hendrix for $65 before I make it a buy it now. Let me grab another handful of $6.99 45s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 more $6.99 45s. Nick Lowe and Dave Edmonds sing the Everly Brothers. Nick Lowe and Dave Edmonds, picture sleeve. $6.99 on that. The Zombies, She's Not There. Very cool. And You Make Me Feel So Good. The Zombies, $6.99. Hank Williams Jr., It's a Family Tradition. A white label promo, $6.99 for Hank Williams Jr. Also, Traffic, Glad Part 1. That is EX condition. That's a promo copy. Traffic, that's EX condition, $9.99. And A Flock of Seagulls, Wishing, and I Ran So Far Away. A Flock of Seagulls, that's $6.99. All right, so Clapton was at 43. Mark Fallon says he's hit his budget for the night. He's trying to make you think that he's done bidding, but he's not. He's going to stay on for at least a couple more hours. Corey Gaston gets the Stephen Steele's record. That's sold to Corey Gaston. Sean is the new high bidder on the Eric Clapton Mo-Fi. New bidder, $44. So just an update on this. This is a VG Plus EX condition. VG Plus EX condition MoFi copy of Slow Hand. The cover's in VG condition. Sean was at 44. Anthony's right back in at 45. Nicholas is first. He gets the Nick Lowe for $6.99. That's sold to Nicholas. Shane Devers wants the Hank Williams Jr. That's sold to Shane Devers for $6.99. Vicky was second. Toby was third. Nicholas, I got you for Nick Lowe. We have Philip Shoemaker on the Zombies. That's sold to Philip Shoemaker. We have Mike Massey on Flock of Seagulls. And Chris B. Jack, you were second on Zombies. Chris was next on Hank. JMV was out on Eric Clapton. And we have Glad by Traffic. That is the only one left, $6.99. EX condition, that's a promo copy for $6.99. Okay, Jimi Hendrix is a buy it now for $65. Jimi Hendrix live at the Forum. This is a $65 buy it now. Jimi Hendrix live at the Forum. $65 buy it now. Jimi Hendrix, and that's sold to Joe Willinger. He was just waiting. That's sold to Joe Willinger for $65. Eric Clapton is now at 44 with Sean and 45 with Anthony. So Sean, if you want back in, let me know. Anthony has it for $45. Let me grab the next Jimi Hendrix record. We have Jimi Hendrix Welcome Home. This has got a really cool cover, really high quality resolution shot of Jimmy on the front. This is Jimi Hendrix live with Curtis Knight and the Squires. That was one of the first ones we did. This is a different version. This is Hackensack, New Jersey. $25 start. Jimi Hendrix Welcome Home. That was the George's Club in Hackensack, New Jersey. That's early, 1965 with Curtis Knight and the Squires. $25 start on Jimi Hendrix. We have Conditional Village People. And Heather asked earlier, the Village People's in VG condition, $9.99. Village People, VG condition, $9.99. So, B-side on Traffic. It's Glad Part 1 and Glad Part 1. It's a double-sided promo. EX condition, $6.99 on Traffic. It is a promo. New bid on Eric Clapton. Paul's at $48. Paul Hostage. And Jimi Hendrix is at $33. Heather says she will take the Village People. She asked earlier about that one. There's Jimi Hendrix. There's only a few records left so far this spin. The Association, Thunderbirds, and Quicksilver. Fragile by Yes. VG condition, $9.99. Fragile, Yes. VG condition, $9.99. Also, The Groove. DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. VG condition, $9.99. With Grover Washington Jr. There's Will Smith. Paul Simon, Still Crazy After All These Years. VG Plus condition, $14.99. And Wet Willie, Keep On Smiling. Wet Willie's in VG condition, $9.99. Wet Willie, Keep On Smiling, and the Edgar Winter Group, they only come out at night. This has the hit songs Free Ride and Frankenstein on it. Edgar Winter Group, VG condition, $9.99. Update on Eric Clapton. Paul was at 48. Jimi Hendrix was at 25. Jimi Hendrix is at 35. Clapton's at 49. And Brian C. wants Yes, Fragile. That's sold to Brian C. Anthony Gray's out on Eric Clapton. And Vicky Allison wants Edgar Winter. So yes, sold to Brian. Vicky Allison got Edgar Winter. Bill, you were second. Speaking of Jimi Hendrix, here's a copy of Smash Hits. VG condition, $14.99 for Smash Hits. Also, Steve Miller Band, The Joker. Steve Miller Band, The Joker, VG condition, $9.99. And Foghat Energized. Foghat Energized, VG Plus condition, $9.99. Foghat Energized. All right, so Paul's back in on Clapton at 50 and GC's back in on Hendrix at 37. Let me try to adjust the camera a little bit. Maybe like that. I'm never looking. I never see what's on camera. I kind of understand where I'm standing, but I really don't see what y'all are seeing. I've literally got my back to the camera. The way I'm standing right now, the camera is over my left shoulder, as y'all can see, like in my hand. So I never really see what y'all are seeing. But yes, if it ever gets off, let me know. All right, Clapton 50, Jimi Hendrix 37. Devin Dotson wants the Steve Miller Band. That's so to Devin Dotson. I don't recall saying that name before. Devin, are you a first-time buyer? Devin Dotson. If there are any first-time buyers, I will probably recognize your name, and then I will ask you to contact us for your first time, to get your first-time buyer information, which just send us a message on Facebook with your email address and your mailing address. We'll invoice you a week from tonight on Monday, $7 in limited shipping. It's his second time. Okay, welcome back. Oh Babe, Wynoni, Mr. Blues Harrison. This is VG Plus $14.99. Wynoni Harrison, VG Plus $14.99. Also, The Fix, Phantoms. The fix is in VG condition, $9.99. All right, Eric Clapton, where are we at? I think Paul still has the high bid, $50. Sean's out. I think we have a final call. Paul Hostage, you have the Eric Clapton slow hand for $50. That's a final call. They're still bidding on Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix is live at the George's Club in Hackensack, New Jersey, vintage bootleg. That is now at $40 of GC. Michael Word, you're out, and everybody else is out. And we're about to sell Paul Eric Clapton. We have Fast Domino Swings, VG condition, $12.99. And the best of the Doobie Brothers, that's VG plus, $9.99. Let me grab another hand of $6.99 45s. I've got about 2 more handfuls of $6.99 45s. And then we have some $9.99, some $14.99, some $19.99, and we have some that are higher priced or probably need to be auctioned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more. These are all $6.99 each. First, Michael Word is backing on Jimi Hendrix at $41. We have Jumpin' Jack Flash, the Rolling Stones, and Child of the Moon. That's in VG plus condition. Jumpin' Jack Flash, $6.99. ABBA, Knowing Me, Knowing You. That's a double-sided promo. No condition notes in the original sleeve. $6.99. Lowdown, Boz Scaggs. That's a double-sided white label promo. VG plus condition, $6.99. Double-sided white label promo. All My Friends. This is Franz Ferdinand version. Don't know a lot about that. We have VG LCD Sound System. VG condition, $6.99. And Traffic, Walking in the Wind. That's a double-sided EX white label promo. Traffic, Walking in the Wind, $6.99. All right, let's go ahead and sell Paul Hostage, the Eric Clapton, for $50. That's sold to Paul for $50, unless there was a bid at the bottom. I didn't scroll to the bottom. There isn't. That's sold to Paul for $50. Thank you. Welcome back, Paul. And Jimi Hendrix is at 38, 40, 41, 42, 45. Michael Word, Nevermind GC, has the high bid on Jimi Hendrix at 46. Okay, now the 45. Christopher Morris was first on the stone, $6.99. Toby Grimm was second. He put RE, so he was second on that one. Dave Plunkett put BS, though. That's for Boz Scaggs. So Christopher Morris, then Dave Plunkett. Nicholas gets the Franz Ferdinand. I believe that's who that was. And then Carlene, you were third on Jumpin' Jack Flash. So that leaves the ABBA promo, Knowing Me, Knowing You, and the Traffic, Walking in the Wind. Those are $6.99 if anybody wants those. We have Styx Cornerstone, VG condition, $9.99, and Waylon Jennings, Greatest Hits. VG plus condition, Waylon Jennings, Greatest Hits. VG plus condition, $14.99. Michael, you're out on Jimi Hendrix. The new high bidder is GC at $46. Let's do a new Springsteen bootleg. We haven't put up a Springsteen in a while. This one looks very interesting. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, Last Warm-Up. It says red vinyl. It's got a red vinyl hop sticker with a wizard on it. Looks like it comes with a CD. Live at the Village in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, June 21st, 1984. That's on red vinyl, and it comes with a CD. That's a vintage Bruce Springsteen, or it's a vintage concert. I don't know how new or old this is, but it's sealed. It looks newer, but it's a concert from 1984. I mean, it has a CD with it, so it couldn't be all that old. Red vinyl, sealed. That is from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, June 21st, 1984, $35 start. Christopher Morris gets Waylon Jennings. Jimi Hendrix is at 48, so they're still battling over that Hendrix. Porter and Dolly, VG condition, $12.99, just between you and me, Porter Wagner and Dolly Parton. VG, $12.99. Portrait of the Artist, that's by Ram Jam. Ram Jam, VG plus condition, $9.99. Molly Hatchet, Beating the Odds, VG plus $14.99. And A New Life, the Marshall Tucker Band, VG plus condition, $9.99. A New Life, Marshall Tucker Band. Grand Funk, Closer to Home, that's in VG condition, $9.99. And John Lennon, that is VG plus $24.99. Brian C. wants Ram Jam. That's sold to Brian C. GC, let me know if you want back in on Hendrix. Final call to get a bid in on Springsteen for a $35 start. I'm going to mute my mic for 1 second. And I'm back. Looks like Willie Nelson accidentally fell over there, so let me go ahead and show him. There's Willie Nelson, the Troublemaker, VG plus condition, $9.99. Willie Nelson, the Troublemaker, VG plus condition, $9.99. And the Plastic Ono Band Live Piece Toronto VG $12.99. Marshall Tucker Band Long Hard Ride, that's VG plus $9.99. And the Firm is VG $12.99. Roberta Flack Quiet Fire VG plus $9.99. And Deep Purple Machine Head VG Condition $14.99. Okay, we have Jason Kenton, 35 on Springsteen. That's a final call. I'm about to sell both of these at the same time. UJ Miller wants the Willie Nelson, Troublemaker, and Jetstream wants RF for Roberta Flack, and Chris Bijak gets the Firm. We still got Deep Purple, the classic Machine Head album there. Let's go ahead and sell Jimi Hendrix then. That is sold to Michael Word for $48. Bruce Springsteen is just got a bid. Don Alker's at $36. Don, that was close. Don's at 36 on Bruce Springsteen. That's live, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, June 21st, 1984. Red vinyl with the CD. Pete Weisgarber says he's playing for the Amish. Wow. Sealed, red vinyl. Don Alker's at $36. The Fluorescent Leechin 80, VG Plus condition, $12.99. And Salt and Pepper Tramp Remix, VG $9.99. Diana Ross and the Supremes live at London's Talk of the Town, VG plus $9.99. Heather Feather wants the Roberta Flack, that's already sold to Jetstream. And Robert Gordon, Rock Billy Boogie, that's VG condition $9.99. Paul T wants SP, Salt and Pepper, that is sold to Paul T. And Sonny and Cher, Look at Us. Sonny and Cher, VG plus condition. Starts off with I Got You Babe. The Machine Head album, it's in VG condition. It's got a VG minus cover. It does have some scene splitting. As you can see, it has the original lyric poster. But VG vinyl, VG minus cover, $14.99. That's on the second label. Actually, that's a quad. Wow, it's in quad. It's a quadraphonic pressing. It's in VG condition, $14.99 VG minus cover. Springsteen's at $38, now $40. It's time for another Hendrix. The next Jimi Hendrix is going to be Hendrix. This is Good Vibes. Rare Studio Outtakes, $65 start. Rare Studio Outtakes. It's on Mushroom Records, $65 start. Jimi Hendrix, Good Vibes. Rare Studio Outtakes. No condition notes on the vinyl, $65 start. Very clean, very nice. Vintage bootleg there of Rare Studio Outtakes, $65 start on Hendrix. All right, Jason just set out on Bruce Springsteen. Dawn has that for $41. We have Levon Helm, the RCO All-Stars, VG plus $14.99. Don Harrison says he'll take the Deep Purple. Thank you. If anybody's watching for the first time, very easy to buy from us. If you see something you want out of the bins, just comment Deep Purple or Deep Purple sold. Or the simplest way is you could just use abbreviations if you want. And if you're a first-time buyer, thank you, welcome. Make sure you contact our page. If you do buy something for the first time, we need your email address and your mailing address. $7 in limited shipping, as much as you want to buy all week. So right now, Tanner is sending out invoices as we speak. He is still sending out invoices from this week. I manually looked at all the invoices last night. We had a lot of customers. Man, it took me, I usually at the end of the week when everything's done, I kind of manually look at everything to see how we did. It took me like an hour just to go through everything and look at it, everything we had sold this past week. We had a great week, and this week's going to be even better because tonight we have Springsteen and Hendrix records, round one. This is nowhere near all the Springsteen records. There are a ton of them. Lots of Springsteen. There's also a lot of Jimi Hendrix. We've been kind of mixing those in here and there. We're doing a big chunk of them tonight. Tomorrow night is the Grateful Dead and the Who. Grateful Dead and the Who. Wednesday is the Beatles and probably some kind of surprise. I really hadn't decided, but definitely heavy on Beatles records Wednesday night. Bootlegs, outtakes, imports. I've got a near mint Sgt. Pepper's mono I just found in the back. I got some really clean mono revolvers, very clean revolver mono rubber soles. U.S. Capitol pressings. I've got imports. Thursday is going to be featured autographs. I just posted a video this morning of the stuff we're doing for Thursday, the premium stuff. There's going to be a lot more than what's in that video, but we're going to be auctioning some top autographs on Thursday. The first batch that we can do that we're not waiting for letters. Friday is going to be kind of a surprise or to be determined, and so is Saturday's show. So a lot to put up. First, Don Alker is going to get Bruce Springsteen for $41, and if anybody wants Jimi Hendrix, he's a $65 buy it now. $65 buy it now. And Jimi Hendrix, Good Vibes. That's rare studio outtakes for a $65 buy it now. Jimi Hendrix, $65 buy it now. That is available. Okay, I'm going to do a big recap of some of the stuff that hadn't sold yet, but first, that's a great idea. Let me mix in another Eric Clapton. Let's see here. This is Eric Clapton featuring Jack Bruce and Ginger Baker, Rockin' on the Road. Let's do this for a $15 start. Eric Clapton featuring Jack Bruce and Ginger Baker, Historic in Concert Series. That's essentially Cream. It's a $15 start. Louise, 5 Long Years, Early in the Mornings. So actually, no, this is like pre-Cream. This live session features the wizardry of Jack Bruce on bass, Ginger Baker on drums, and highlighted by the pyrotechnics of Eric Clapton. Beginning as a member of the Roosters, Manfred Mann, McGinnis as Flint, Yardbirds. So yeah, I think this is some early, maybe even pre-Cream stuff here. $15 start. Eric Clapton, Jack Bruce, and Ginger Baker, Rockin' on the Road. $15 start on that. $15 start on that. Who was on first? That's the old skit. Who was that? We used to have this like thing that would play that. Oh man, what's their names? Who's on first? What's on second? All right, let's do. I've got 2 more $6.99. Let me do these very quickly before we move over to $9.99. But very quickly, we have Elvis, $6.99. It's Suspicious Minds, VG condition. It does have the picture sleeve. Suspicious Minds, $6.99. Genesis, Invisible Touch, no condition notes, $6.99. So Elvis, Suspicious Minds, and Genesis, Invisible Touch. That's near mint with the picture sleeve. Those are both $6.99. Elvis and Genesis. The next Jimi Hendrix record is Jimi Hendrix, 2 Great Experiences Together. That's Jimi Hendrix and Lonnie Youngblood. That's unsure of the recording origin, but it was released in 1971. It's in VG Plus condition, $35 start. Jimi Hendrix and Lonnie Youngblood, $35 start. I was listening to the new Jimi Hendrix that came out Friday, the Hollywood Bowl performances. Boy, that was awesome. That's I was listening to mine last night. Sounds great. That's an undiscovered concert that just came out. Okay, let's see here. Clapton's at 15. Abbott and Costello. That's what I was. Thank you. Yes, that's very. We used to have this like thing. You know, it's one of those you press the buttons and it looked like it would move and their mouths was talking. We sold it here in the store. That is sold to Larry Smith, Elvis Tanner for $6.99. Genesis still available, Invisible Touch, and The Last Domino. Those are 2 great songs. That's near mint with the picture sleeve. Genesis, $6.99. Okay, let's go back to the vintage check condition stuff. This is still new arrivals. New arrivals. The Rolling Stones, Hot Rocks, VG Plus condition, $29.99. The Rolling Stones Hot Rocks, 2 LP, VG Plus $29.99. Bob Dylan, Dylan, that's in VG condition, $14.99. And Bob Dylan, Planet Waves, VG Plus $24.99. Bob Dylan, Planet Waves, VG Plus condition, $24.99. The Yardbirds, For Your Love, VG condition, $24.99. The Yardbirds, For Your Love, VG condition, $24.99. The Yardbirds, For Your Love, a classic, VG $24.99, and Bob Dylan Street Legal, that's VG Plus $24.99. Final call on the Cream Clapton record, $15 start, and we're looking for a $35 start on Jimi Hendrix. Final call before we make that a buy it now. Aretha Franklin, In Paris, VG Plus condition, $14.99. Aretha Franklin, In Paris. Bob Riger is going to pick up the awesome Hot Rocks. That's a great decision. That's sold to Bob Riger. Jackson Browne, Late for the Sky, VG Plus, $9.99. And another Stones record. This is called Between the Buttons. That's a Blue Label stereo press. VG Plus condition, $29.99. All right, let's sell Jetstream the Clapton for $15. If anybody wants to do a buy it now on Hendrix, it's a $35 buy it now. Jimi Hendrix Together. Lonnie Youngblood, 1971 is when it was released. VG Plus condition, $35 buy it now for Hendrix Together with Lonnie Youngblood. The Box Top Super Hits, VG condition, $9.99. That has Cry Like a Baby and the letter on it. It's been a while since we've done a Springsteen. Let me grab one here out of the back. And let me do, what else do we have here? Let's do this quadraphonic Clapton. There's one in every crowd. Let's do that. So we have Bruce Springsteen, New York Palladium, 1976. This is Bruce Springsteen live at the Palladium, November 4th, 1976. It's a classic Springsteen boot. Paul has a note on the back, and that's in VG condition. This is a $35 start. Bruce Springsteen, VG Plus condition, $35 start. New York Palladium, and that is in VG Plus condition, and that's live, November 4th, 1976, $35 start, $35 start. Also, we have Eric Clapton. There's one in every crowd. This is no condition notes on this one, very clean. This is Eric Clapton. It's a quad pressing, $15 start, Eric Clapton. There's one in every crowd. Near mint minus on the vinyl, $15 start. Quad pressing of There's One in Every Crowd. That's a $15 start. Back to the bin, the Kinks present Schoolboys in Disgrace. VG Plus $14.99 for the Kinks. And Days of Future Past, the Moody Blues, VG $9.99. No bonus 45 of Bruce Springsteen. Nope, not unless we've overlooked it. Nope, no Bruce Springsteen 45 with that one. Okay, we have Boz Scaggs, Silk Degrees, VG $9.99, and Fleetwood Mac Kiln House, EX $22.99. Fleetwood Mac Kiln House, haven't seen a copy of that in a while, EX $22.99. All three Bob Dylan bundle. Right now, Christopher, everything is sticker price. Here in just a second, I'm going to go through some discount bins. All these are new arrivals, so they're sticker price. But let me know if you want one, because Anthony Gray says he wants Planet Waves. So there was 3 Bob Dylans there. If you want one of them or if you want all of them, let me know. If not, it looks like Anthony Gray wants the Planet Waves, so that may be sold to somebody. He's going to pass, so sell that to Anthony Gray as sticker. Eric Clapton does have a saw mark. Yes, it does have a saw mark up here right next to the Q in Quadra. Yes, it does. We have Jan and Dean, Folk and Roll, VG Plus condition, $9.99 for Jan and Dean, Folk and Roll. The Mamas and Papas, Farewell to the First Golden Era, VG Plus $12.99. And Little Feat, the last record album. Little Feat's in VG Plus condition, $16.99 for Little Feat, the last record album. Chicago's Greatest Hits, VG condition, $9.99 for Chicago's Greatest Hits. That's in VG, $9.99. If anybody wants Springsteen, he's a $35 buy it now. Bruce Springsteen, New York Palladium, 1976. That's a $35 buy it now. Vintage Springsteen boot. That is available if anybody wants it. That's available if anybody wants it. Let me see if I can put it back together. It's amazing how these Xeroxed piece of papers that wasn't glued to the cover have survived and stayed with these records for the last 50 years. Pretty incredible. That's a $35 buy now. Okay, so Clapton was at 15 and then 16. Christopher Morris wants Jan and Dean. Clapton 18, Clapton 20, Clapton 20, Clapton 22, and Corey Gaston is going to get Springsteen for a $35 buy now. Let me go ahead and grab another Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix is up for bid, and this one's called, it's from Trademark of Quality. Sounds fantastic after the first minute or so. These are all notes from Paul. Sounds fantastic after the first minute or so. Rare studio outtakes. This is a Trademark of Quality, although there's no pig on the label. It is a Trademark of Quality. This one's rare, $125 start. Jimi Hendrix, rare studio outtakes, $125 start. Jimi Hendrix, and that's called Good Vibes. Good Vibes. $125 start on that one. Trademark of Quality. Eric Clapton's now at 22 with Heather Feather. Heather Feather has that for $22. Okay, back to the bin. Eddie Money, Playing for Keeps. That's in VG Plus condition, $9.99. I got more 45s to show. Now, Tanner, we're going to transition over to $9.99 45s. These are $9.99. I've got 1, 2, 3. I've only got 3 $9.99ers. Elvis, My Way, and America. Elvis is $9.99. We have STR FKR. I think I know how that's pronounced, but we'll call it STR FKR. And that is Seal 2015 Record Store Day. That's $9.99. And Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, The Ballad of Robert Moore and Betty Coltrane. Nick Cave, that's $9.99. That is a numbered unofficial. Wow, numbered unofficial from Nick Cave, $9.99. Clapton, 20, 22, Michael Manning's at $25. GC gets the Eddie Money. That's sold to GC. Heather's out on Eric Clapton. Larry Smith wants the Elvis for $9.99. Scott Beebe wants the Yardbirds, and that was from earlier in the bin. That was the Yardbirds For Your Love. Tom Moran, you were second on Elvis. So that leaves this record and that record. That record and this record. Those are $9.99 if anybody wants those. I'm going to lay them right there on the edge of this crate. Actually, let me put them there and there. Back to the bin. Susie Quattro, Rock Hard. Susie Quattro is VG Plus $12.99. Otis Redding and the Jimi Hendrix Experience, VG Plus condition, $24.99. VG Plus $24.99. Otis Redding and Jimi Hendrix. Also, we have Gary Wright, Touch and Gone. VG Plus condition, $9.99. Gary Wright, Touch and Gone. You are on the right stream, yes. Bob Riger wants Susie Quattro. That's sold to Bob Riger. Let's go ahead and make Hendrix a buy it now for $125. Henry's Choice is the new high bidder on Eric Clapton at $26. If anybody wants this Jimi Hendrix, it is a $125 buy it now. That's Jimi Hendrix, $125, and that is Rare Studio Outtakes. Rare Studio Outtakes, $125 on that one. Mike Locke, you were second on the Susie Quattro, $125 buy it now on that. The songs on the Star Effer, Astronaut and Little Lover, sealed from Record Store Day. Sealed from Record Store Day 2015, and that is $9.99. Sealed from Record Store Day 2015. The Nick Cave is unofficial. All right, we're still battling over Eric Clapton. That's between Michael and Henry's Choice. We have Molly Hatchet, Flirting with Disaster. VG condition, $9.99. It has one of those wicked McKay's stickers stuck to the cover. VG condition, $9.99. Henry's Choice is backing on Clapton for $30. Let's put up a new Jimi Hendrix. Or actually, it's time for another Springsteen. We have Bruce Springsteen, Providence, Rhode Island, January 23rd, 1985. Seth, quick, what's your favorite Springsteen song? Info on front sleeve seems correct. Eric Clapton's an EX condition, $35 start. This is Bruce Springsteen, Providence, Rhode Island, and this is January 23rd, 1985. Vintage bootleg here, $35 start for Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen, $35 start. There's our next Boss album. Vintage bootleg there for Springsteen. All right, $35 start on that. Eric Clapton's at 30 with Henry's Choice. Michael Manning, you're out. We have Jethro Tull, A Passion Play, VG $9.99. Bob Seger, Stranger in Town, VG Plus $17.99. And Paul Simon, Graceland, VG condition, $14.99 for Paul Simon, Graceland. Wow, there's a lot of great titles in there. That's all of our check condition records. I'm going to run through those one more time. Seth is calculating his answer. He's going to let us know in just a second. Final call on Eric Clapton for $30, and James Rayner wants Paul Simon. Okay. Where are we? Jetstream's out on Eric Clapton. Looks like we found our high bidder on that one. I'm just going to read the titles that's left in here. So, great night. We've almost cycled through all of the Hendrix and Springsteen auctions. I've been at a rapid pace tonight to get caught up since we started about 20 minutes late, and then we lost connection for about 20 minutes. But, so that's put us probably approximately 45 minutes behind. So, we're working on trying to get caught up at a record pace over here. Let me move this off of this before that gets confused. I got more 45s to show you, but let me go ahead and grab those. And so this next batch of 45s is now $14.99. These are going to be $14.99. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4. Wow, this is Sonic Youth. Sonic Youth and Lydia Lunch, Death Valley 69 and Brave Men Run. VG Plus condition, it's a 1995 reissue. Sonic Youth and Lydia Lunch, $14.99. $14.99. Michael Jackson, The Way You Make Me Feel. Michael Jackson, The Way You Make Me Feel. White label promo, Michael Jackson, $14.99. $14.99. George Harrison, Got My Mind Set on You. That's also a promo copy, picture sleeve. These are $14.99. Michael Jackson, George Harrison, Michael Jackson, Sonic Youth, and Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, The Singer. EX condition, 1986 UK. That's also $14.99. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, The Singer. All right, let's go ahead and end some auctions. First, Henry's Choice gets to Eric Clapton for $30. That's sold to Henry's Choice for $30. Michael Manning, oh, he was just saying out. So Henry's Choice got that for $30. We already pulled Paul Simon. Next, Chad, is the Aussie coming in, man? I don't know yet. That's for Friday. I don't know yet. I hope so. That's a huge pre-order that's due out this week. Let me make sure. Garrett, let's see. If you still have Simon and Garfunkel, I'll take that. What's that? Okay, I think that's this one right here, right? Okay. 35? Okay, sell this to Garrett. Sell that to Garrett for $35. The sealed MoFi, Simon and Garfunkel. Garrett, that's sold to you. MoFi inner sleeves. Yes, I think did we not?
We had it on, but whenever everything glitched, it, whatever reason, took it off.
Okay. Garrett, we actually billed you for those, but for some reason it glitched and it's not on there anymore. But I do have MoFi inner sleeves for you. Back up to the top, Carlene wants Michael Jackson. Tanner, these are $14.99. Travis Wade gets Nick Cave for $14.99. Tom Moran gets the George Harrison that just slipped between the records right here. That is sold to Tom Moran, $14.99 for George Harrison. Make sure he's okay. He is. That's sold to Tom Moran. And we have Sonic Youth and Lydia Lunch. That is $14.99. For the first time ever, they're reissuing Ozzy, Bark at the Moon on colored vinyl. It's a Record Store Day essential, and it comes out this week. I have a ton pre-ordered. They're supposed to be due out this week. Sonic Youth and Lydia Lunch, $14.99 if anybody wants that one. And Bruce Springsteen, this is a $35 buy it now. This is a buy it now, $35 buy it now. Bruce Springsteen, $35 buy it now. If you have anything on your invoice that's incorrect or needs a correction, just send us a message and Tanner will correct it. But make sure you send us a Facebook message, because if you're commenting here, we're probably not going to be able to see it or fix it. But if you do send us a message, Tanner will fix it in the next 48 hours. And that's an invoice correction. If you got something on there that's not yours, if you got something on there that's not the right price, if you got something on there you don't remember and we need to refresh your memory, we'll do that too. Some people's like, I don't remember buying that. And then we have to show them where they did buy it. But yes, 6 nights of live streams. If you watch for 30 hours all week, that's a lot of stuff to remember buying. Some people get their invoice, they're like, I don't remember buying that Bruce Springsteen record. I'm like, yeah, you bought it. And then sometimes people have stuff on their invoice that they didn't buy. And we're like, you're right, you didn't buy that. So this is a $35 buy it now. $35 buy it now. I'm not going to take any names live on Ozzy because I don't know how many I'm getting, how many we're going to have left over. Make sure you're tuned in for new vinyl this week. But I don't want to take down any extra names, because if you want to go comment on the post, that's okay. But I don't want to take down any extra names because I have no idea. I have no idea. So we gotta make sure we get enough for everybody. I have a ton of extras, but that's when I don't know. That's a $35 buy it now if anybody wants it. I will go over all the stuff that hadn't sold in just a second. Actually, let me do that right now. We have quite the stack of no bids here. So we have first Bruce Springsteen, Providence, Rhode Island. That is a $35 buy it now. If you want any of these, there's a lot of Hendrix and Springsteen, so you might have to let me know exactly which one you want. First is Bruce, Providence, Rhode Island, $35 start. Jimi Hendrix, that's called Good Vibes, Rare Studio Outtakes, $125. Jimi Hendrix Together with Lonnie Youngblood, $35. Hendrix Good Vibes, that's another one, a different version, Rare Studio Outtakes, $65 on that one. And then here's the Rare Splatter Vinyl, $195. That's a pretty firm price. It's kind of like that David Bowie we had a couple weeks ago. I'm like, man, if you could list this on eBay right now, it would bring $200 or $300. You just can't sell these on eBay right now or Discogs. $195 buy it now. That's the Jimi Hendrix Splatter Vinyl. So there's been 4 Jimi Hendrix no bids. There's the Jimi Hendrix. That one's $195. That's at the forum. Bill Samus says he'll take it. That's $195, Tanner. That's sold to Bill Samus. He asked about that. And then we've got 2 more Springsteen. This one's called Still on the Edge. I can't believe no one got that. That's a very cool bootleg, and that's studio outtakes. I love listening to unreleased studio outtakes by artists, stuff you've probably never heard before. $45 buy it now on the studio outtakes. That's called Still on the Edge. Here's another live concert. This is like a live compilation. The Lost Live Tapes, another Springsteen. That's a $45 buy it now. And one more Jimi Hendrix. This is called Broadcast. and I have lost the note on that one. I think that was a $65 buy it now. Let me see if I can find that. Jimi Hendrix broadcast. Pretty sure that was a $65 buy it now. I don't know where that is now though. 60, that was pretty early. Live in London. Is this trademark of quality? I think it's this one right here. Yeah. Live at Georgia. I think it's that one right there. I think that's the notes for that one, which is a live broadcast from 67. All right, so Bill Samus got the splatter vinyl, and Shane Deaver says he'll take the broadcast, sell that to Shane for $65. And Michael Nath before that said, Jimi Hendrix Good Vibes first 120, I think. This one right here. So yeah, we have one Good Vibes for 125. There's another Good Vibes for 65. And then there's the one with Lonnie Youngblood for 35. So there's only 3 Hendrix left that haven't sold. Good Vibes from Trademark of Quality, Good Vibes from Mushroom Records, and then the one with Lonnie Youngblood, VG+. Michael Nath said he'll take this one for 125. So that's sold to Michael Nath for 125. 2 Jimi Hendrix left. Good Vibes, 65, and together with Lonnie Youngblood, 35. That's the only 2 Hendrix left. And then one more time on the Springsteen no bids. Lost Live Tapes, 45. Still on the Edge, 45. And Rhode Island, 1985, 35. There's only 3 Springsteen no bids. So we've actually sold almost all of them because we had an entire full crate, but there's still more to put up. Let's go ahead and do another Eric Clapton. This is actually a Clapton bootleg. Well, it's technically official. This is the way it was in Dale's collection. Eric Clapton Part 1. 83, 2 LPs. I think this is a radio broadcast. Yeah, broadcast March 7th and March 14th from 1983. This is a 2 LP. This is called Retro Rock. I don't know a lot about it, but it is an official, probably a radio station promo. Eric Clapton, Clayton Webster Corporation. It's a 2 LP. That is a $35 start. Eric Clapton. So that's a vintage radio broadcast. It's probably going to be music and interviews. It's just like you put it on. It's like you're listening to the radio in 1983. The next Springsteen is actually going to be a buy it now. Paul has this marked. This is a relatively new release. This is Springsteen, the legendary No Nukes. This is the complete, entire No Nukes concert from Springsteen. $39.99. It's sealed and new. Includes the entire explosive 90-minute performance on 2 LPs. That's a buy it now. Springsteen, $39.99. That is the entire No Nukes concert. That's a fairly new release. I remember when we had those. That is last year, according to Craig. Yep, $39.99. That is sealed. Before I go back through this crate or put up a new one, I've got 2 1999 records. I've got 2 1999 records. Actually, you know what? One of these got mixed in with the auction stuff. Let me do one. Actually, no, that was from the last stack. Well, actually, all these are supposed to be auctioned. Never mind. Or are these prices marked? These are priced as marked. Okay, these are priced as marked. Let me do this one, and then I'll have to figure out what we're going to auction and what we're going to do buy it now. So, the first one is Billie Holiday. Billie Holiday. This is an EP, and that's from 1954. No condition notes. 1999. Billie Holiday, 4-track EP, Columbia Hall of Fame Series, 1958, super clean vinyl, 4-track EP, 1999 for Billie Holiday, 1954, incredible. That is sold to Michael Nath for $19.99. This is $49.99, $49.99. It's the Beatles, I'm the Walrus, and Hello Goodbye, VG minus. It has some pops, but no skips. But that's a green label promo. Hello Goodbye and I'm the Walrus. A promo from the Beatles. $49.99. Some pops, but no skips. VG minus condition. I'm the Walrus and Hello Goodbye. Green label promo. Pretty scarce. $45. So, final call to get a bid in on Clapton. I'm going to go ahead and put up the next Hendrix. This is Jimi Hendrix. Wow, Paul wrote a lot of information on this one. $35 start. This is Jimi Hendrix. Track 1, live at Berkeley, 70. Track 2, live in London, 67. Track 3 is from Woodstock. Track 4 and 5 is from Royal Albert Hall. Then going to the B side, track 1's from Fillmore East. Track 2 is from De La Lane Studios, 67. And then track 3 is from Berkeley, 1970. $35 start. That's got stuff from all over the world. And it says Jimi Hendrix plays Berkeley. It would probably make you think that the entire concert's at Berkeley, but it's not. It's from all over the place. That's a $35 start. Super clean copy. Musica de Original du Film, Jimi Hendrix plays Berkeley. There was some French. You never know what language I'm going to speak, right, Tanner? Tanner says you never know. That's why people tune in to see what language I'm doing the show in. Right, Seth? Seth said no. Okay, Clapton's a buy it now for $35. We just got a bid on Hendrix for $35. Clapton is a $35 buy it now. 2LP original radio show. 2LP original radio show. And that is a $35 buy it now if anybody wants that. Chris said he'd get $45 on the Beatles. Well, I'm not going to turn down a sale over $5 for that. Sell that to Chris B. Jack Tanner for $45. What year is the Hendrix? Well, when was it pressed? Probably by the way it looks. Well, it has a copyright 1970 on it. It probably is from 70. The concerts are from 67 to 70. What you got to remember about Hendrix is he came on the scene in 1967. He was alive for those 3 years on the scene. Well, he was alive a lot more than 3 years, but he was playing music heavily for 3 years as Jimi Hendrix and the Jimi Hendrix Experience, and then he passed away in 1970. So if you see any Jimi Hendrix live music, except for that early stuff where he was with Curtis Knight, then it's going to be recorded from 67 to 70. Other than that, if you see anything after, then it was probably pressed after. But he has so many albums. They have repackaged his works and his live stuff for years in different packages. Lots of different ways they've repackaged his music. No takers on the Clapton. Michael Nath has Jimi Hendrix for $35 final call. Okay. I'm trying to get going on a recap of this band, but we have so much other stuff we're trying to show. Let me try another Eric Clapton. This is called 6 tracks, 45 RPM, 19 minutes of playing time, and that's called Eric Clapton, Edge of Darkness. $15 start. Eric Clapton, Edge of Darkness, $15 start. This is by BBC Records and Tapes. $15 start. Near mint, exceptionally nice, near mint condition. 6 tracks, 45 RPM, 19 minutes, Eric Clapton, Edge of Darkness, $15 start on that. Craig saying we around 75 or 76 on this one. So this was pressed around 75 or 76. Live concerts from 67 to 70. Okay, and Tanner, that was sold for $45. Let me mute my mic, take a drink of water. Okay, sorry about that. Here's what's left in the last bin of new check condition stuff before we start going through some discount bins. I'm just going to read the titles. The Association, The Fabulous Thunderbirds, Quicksilver, The Groove with DJ Jazzy Jeff and The Fresh Prince, Will Smith, Paul Simon, Wet Willie, Jimi Hendrix, Foghat, Wynonie Harris, The Fix, Fats Domino, The Best of the Doobies, Styx, Porter and Dolly, Molly Hatchet, The Marshall Tucker Band, and Grand Funk. So, Jimi Hendrix is now at $47 with Michael Nath. Jimi Hendrix plays Berkeley. Michael Nath has that for $47. Final call. Looking for a $15 start on Hendrix? Looking for a $15 start on Clapton, that is. Final call to get a bid in. By the way, this has the amazing song Closer to Home by Grand Funk, VG condition, $9.99. Do you got any 3mm 7-inch outers? We do. They're over there by the Funkos. I'll go grab some in just a second. John Lennon, Plastic Ono Band, VG Plus, $24.99. John Lennon Plastic Ono Band, Live Piece Toronto, VG $12.99. Marshall Tucker Band, VG Plus $9.99. The Fluorescent Leech and Eddie, The Turtles. Dinah Ross, Robert Gordon, Sonny and Cher. Levon Helm, Bob Dylan, Aretha Franklin, Jackson Brown, The Rolling Stones. There's a lot of records left in here. The Box Tops, The Kinks, Days of Future Past, The Moody Blues, and Boz Scaggs. Shane Devers is back in on Hendrix at $50. Michael Nath, you're out. Jetstream has Clapton for $15. Final call. Michael Nath's out on Hendrix. We have vinyl style, 3 pack of 50. These are for 7-inch. These are for 7-inch, 45 RPM 7-inch. $16.99 for a pack of 50, 3 mils. Same kind of quality that we use on these. 3 mil from vinyl style. $16.99 for a pack of 50. Jimi Hendrix is at 55, so Shane Devers, now you're out. Kevin Kubina wants a Levon Helm. That was right here with the RCO All-Stars. Let's go ahead and sell Jetstream Eric Clapton for $15. Christopher Morris wants 2 packs of those. There's 1 pack. Tanner will go get you another. Tanner, what are you eating over here? You've warmed up the entire store. Chicken, Jim and Nick's. Oh, my gosh. Wow. I'm going to have to stop the show. You have ruined the entire evening for everybody.
Yep.
Whew, now I'm hungry. Okay, show's over. That stuff is, you can imagine the little steam, like on some kind of cartoon or something, crawling up in my nose and like punching my senses. Okay, Christopher Morris 2 packs. Jimi Hendrix is at 60. Shane and Mark Lynn are still battling over that one. Stephen A. Young also wants a pack of these. Those are for 45. So 2 packs to Christopher, 1 pack for Stephen A. Young, and that's about all we have. Tanner says that's all we have. I need to make a note to order some more. I hadn't shown anything like that in a while. So in my auction bin, I've got a Jimi Hendrix, a Bruce Springsteen, a Bruce Springsteen, a Bruce Springsteen, a Bruce Springsteen, and a Bruce Springsteen. Let me do another really cool looking Bruce Springsteen here. This is Bruce Springsteen, Honeymoon Volume 1. Wow. We should have done this one a lot earlier. This is very, very cool. Bruce Springsteen, sides A1 through C4 is at Gothenburg something in Sweden. Live in Sweden, 1985. Newcastle in the UK in 85. Slane Castle in Dublin, Ireland. So they're all live tracks from 1985, and that is an $85 start. $85 start. So Bruce Springsteen, check this out. Blue vinyl, 2 LP with a bonus 7-inch. Bruce Springsteen, 1985. So that's Sweden, UK, and Ireland. 2 LP, blue vinyl. Also a 7-inch, $85 start. And the 7-inch is included. So there's the bonus 7-inch. There's both of the LPs. $85 start. Wow, that's some nice vinyl too. Bruce Springsteen. That one's really cool. $85 start on that. He opens up to Born in the USA. Darkness on the Edge of Town. Glory Days. Thunder Road. That's an $85 start. The Boss with the bonus 7-inch. All right, Shane's at 60 on Jimi Hendrix. Mark Lent is out. No, Michael Nath was out. Mark Lent, let me know if you want back in on Hendrix. If not, we're going to go ahead and make that a buy it now. Finishing up this crate. Fleetwood Mac, Mamas and Papas, Little Feat, Jimi Hendrix, Chicago, Jimi Hendrix and Otis Redding, Gary Wright, Molly Hatchet, Jethro Tull, and Bob Seger. Wow, we've had this bin up here for a while. Let me go ahead and change it out immediately. If you want any prices, now is the time. Now is the time. I'm going to have to step to the back and get our next bin, though. And let's see what else we have here. I'm going to go through this crate right here because there's actually some new vinyl. Anybody still watching that buys new vinyl? I have some new vinyl that came in on Saturday or came in on Friday. We didn't show it Friday and we didn't show it Saturday. So let's go through it one more time. I'm going to show those records first. So here's some new vinyl that's never been shown before. We got a restock from Analog Productions of Herbie Hancock's Headhunters. This is Analog Productions, 2 LP, 45 RPM, $69.99. Herbie Hancock Headhunters, $69.99. Analog Productions, 2 LP, that is an essential. Also, 1 copy, a restock of Jackal. Jackal self-titled from Music on Vinyl, $38.99. And I've never had this before. Eddie Money, self-titled, 100% analog mastering from Analog Productions, $49.99. Eddie Money, $49.99. $49.99. Eddie Money, 100% analog mastering on that one. All right, Mark Lentz out on Jimi Hendrix. Let's sell that to Shane Devers for $60. We have Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen, that was a $85 start. Final call before I make that a buy it now. Paul Hostage wants George Jones from the previous crate. Let me find that. No Orchestra Maneuvers in the Dark. No Groovy Children. I don't remember showing that one. And no New Order yet. Nope, no New Order. Not yet. I think they've either shipped late or we're not getting too many. One of the two. I hope it's the first. New for Music on Vinyl. Bootsy's Rubber Band. This boot is made for funkin'. That is limited edition 1500 on magenta colored vinyl, and that is $39.99. $39.99. Bootsy's Rubber Band. That's limited and numbered colored vinyl from Music on Vinyl. And the Beach Boys Pet Sounds in mono. $33.99. The Beach Boys Pet Sounds in mono. Rob Scheffler wants a Bootsy's Rubber Band. That's sold to Rob Scheffler. And I just wanted to show y'all a few of those LPs right quick. Beach Boys, Bootsy's, Eddie Money from Analog Productions, Jackal, and Herbie Hancock. Herbie Hancock. We had his autograph the other night. Let me put up a new crate. Actually, let me step to the back to get that. But Sean, I'm not saying nobody's not going to get one. I just don't remember them shipping it yet. So I'm just kind of waiting to see what shows up today and tomorrow. All right. If y'all can hear me, I'm back and I have a crate. I just grabbed something. I don't know when they're from or what's in here, but we've got to show something. So let me go through them and see what we have in here. Okay. We have, first, a buy it now on Springsteen. Very cool bootleg here on blue vinyl. Bruce Springsteen, $85 buy it now if anybody's interested in this. Honeymoon Volume 1, blue vinyl with the bonus 45. Blue vinyl with the bonus 45. And Bill Samus is going to get that one. Nice pickup. $85 buy it now on Bruce Springsteen. By the way, if you missed it earlier, I'm going to show this one more time. I'll probably show it. I'll probably get some more pictures printed out, or I'll show them on my phone or post them. There's Dale from Dale's Pittsburgh collection, where all these amazing records came from. There he is with Bruce Springsteen trying to grab a few autographs before he goes into a venue to play. That's an earlier, looks like an earlier shot there of Bruce too. There's Dale and Bruce. Very cool. And I've got, let's find that 45. I always auction this. Let me figure out what I've done with it. Okay. Here we go. Led Zeppelin, VG Plus condition, Whole Lot of Love, 1841 Broadway, address. Very cool. Bruce Springsteen, Led Zeppelin. I've said Bruce Springsteen a lot tonight. Whole Lot of Love. And Livin' Lovin' Maid, She's Just a Woman. That's an original. Led Zeppelin 45, Whole Lot of Love, and Livin' Lovin' Maid, VG Plus condition, $20 start. OG pressing of that. Led Zeppelin, $20 start on that. Will Dolly be on this week's invoice? It will if they come in. That's one of those that I'm like, that and Ozzy are the two biggest pre-orders of the week, and I'm like, I hope they come in. I've got them pre-ordered. We're expecting them to come in. I hope they do come in. Those are huge pre-orders. A lot of people's going to be waiting on that one. Nick's at 20 on Led Zeppelin. What pressing of Herbie Hancock was that? This is Analog Productions. Yes, this is Analog Productions, 2LP, 45 RPM, $69.99. $69.99 on Herbie Hancock. Nick's at 20 on Led Zeppelin. Let me grab another Jimi Hendrix. I've got Jimi Hendrix here. Looks like he's drinking a Budweiser and smoking a cigarette. Some studio outtakes and some live recordings. Paul said this was a tough one to research, so it sounds like it's pretty scarce. This is Jimi Hendrix, and this is going to be a $45 start. Jimi Hendrix. This one's for you. Some of this is studio and some of this is live. Jimi Hendrix, $45 start, and this one's called This One's For You, $45 start. No condition notes on the vinyl. That is super clean. It's on Veteran Music Inc. Easy Riders. It's on one of those obscure bootleg labels. Jimi Hendrix, and that's a $45 start. Yes, Leonard Skinner's due out this week. The thing about pre-orders is I don't know really what's supposed to come in until they ship it, because I post them and a lot of people ask, is this coming in? And I'm like, you know what? You never know, because it could be pushed back. It could be pushed back. They ship it late, or we just don't get any, which that hardly ever happens. I haven't been allocated on something in a long time. It's just usually they ship it late, or they only get a few in and they only send me part of my order, and then the next week the rest of them comes in. But usually we get all of our pre-orders. But sometimes I could post a date from 3 months ago that something's due out on November 17th, and we don't get it. And then I look it up and they've pushed it back to December or January or something like that. So we just never know. We just never know what is supposed to come in, or how much we're getting, or we just never know. So hopefully everything comes in. Led Zeppelin's at 20 with Nick Bargeron. That's a final call, and we're looking for a $45 start from Jimi Hendrix. Okay. We have Deep Purple in rock, VG Plus condition, $26.99. Deep Purple in rock. But usually what I do is on the post, if it's shipping, I'll usually comment on the post. If it's shipped, especially on a big pre-order, this has shipped and it's due in on this week's invoice, everybody's getting one. But if you hadn't seen me post that on something, either I haven't done it or it hadn't shipped yet. These are all going to be buy it now, best offer. First is Deep Purple in rock, VG Plus condition, $26.99. That's an original 1970 Pittman pressing. VG Plus condition, $26.99. Leon Russell, Carney. That's in VG Plus condition, $9.99. Leon Russell Carney. VG Plus condition, $9.99. Marshall Tucker Band. This is EX condition, $17.99. These are all buy it now or best offer. Marshall Tucker Band, Where We All Belong. EX condition, $17.99 for Marshall Tucker Band. So Leon Russell, Marshall Tucker Band, Deep Purple. Jeff Beck Group, Rough and Ready, VG Plus $14.99. And Spinner's Mighty Love, EX $12.99. Let's go ahead and sell Led Zeppelin to Nick Bargeron for $20. If anybody wants the Jimi Hendrix, it's a $45 buy it now. Jimi Hendrix is a $45 buy it now. $45 buy it now for Jimi Hendrix if anybody wants those. I'm glad Brian Arrigo did a test comment because I thought everybody had fell asleep on me. Shane Devers is going to get the Jimi Hendrix. He was first on that for $45. Also, Tanner brought me a little crate over here of some stuff. Knickknacks. The first one is this pack of sleeves. We sold 3 packs. I have one left. That's a pack of 50 outer sleeves for $45. There's one pack left for $16.99. I also have some Beatles decals. These are $4.99. We have an Abbey Road decal and then the Beatles famous Beatles logo. And I have a pack of Yellow Submarine buttons, a pack of 4 Yellow Submarine buttons, and that is $19.99. So we have the Beatles stickers. Brian Arrigo says he'll take a pack of sleeves. There's the Beatles decals and the buttons. Troy Robinson also wants some sleeves. Troy, I'm going to order more, so I'll put you on a waiting list if that's okay. So Beatles buttons and Beatles decals, the only thing left in there. These are all buy it now best offer. We have Elvis Sings His Hits from the Movies, EX $11.99, and Blood One Pig, Ahead Rings Out. Blood One Pig is VG Plus $14.99. Okay. Jimi Hendrix is sold to Shane. Joe was second, UJ Miller third, and Brian was fourth. Lots of people wanted that one, but they were all waiting for the buy it now, so you missed out. What I always say is if you really want an auction, you might want to just go ahead and bid, because you bidding first, nobody else might bid, and that kind of locks it in. Or you could bid, and then someone's going to bid against you. We sold one of these earlier. Here's another one. This is Jimi Hendrix. It's a vintage bootleg from 1970. It's live at the LA Forum. And this is Jimi Hendrix. This is in VG minus condition. We sold one earlier. This one's in VG minus condition. It's a gatefold 2LP, Jimi Hendrix at the Forum, $35 start. We also have Bruce Springsteen, Prisoner of Rock and Roll. Bruce Springsteen's on red, orange vinyl. It's a compilation of live recordings from 1974 to 1981. Bruce Springsteen, Prisoner of Rock and Roll, $35 start. That's on orange vinyl, no condition notes, $35 start on Bruce Springsteen. That is now up for bid. That is now up for bid. Okay, so Bruce Springsteen, orange vinyl, that's a compilation of live. There's a few more Bruce that I hadn't got to yet. I've got those on deck. Still got other Clapton stuff over here. And I do have a couple of other high-end 45s. I do have a couple of high-end 45s we hadn't got to yet. So let me show at least two more of those. Let me show one. Let me show this Paul McCartney, and let me show this. So these are $24 and $29.99. First, $24.99. This is Mull of Kintyre and Girls School. It's a promo copy from Paul McCartney and Wings. That's a promo copy, not for sale. Near mint condition, $24.99. Mull of Kintyre, and that is $24.99. That's a promo copy. That is a promo. Paul McCartney and Wings. And the Jackson 5, Forever Came Today. That's a blue vinyl promo, VG Plus condition, $29.99 from 1975. Blue vinyl, white label promo from the Jackson 5, Forever Came Today. Double-sided, VG Plus, $29.99. We have a couple offers, and Troy's good with the waiting list for sleeves. First, he said he'd give $8 for Elvis movies, and he'd give $8 for Purple in Rock. Well, I've got you for Elvis for $8, but we were a little bit too far apart on Deep Purple. If you want this one, it would be $20 if you want that. Final call on Jimmy for $35, and final call on Bruce for $35 if you want to bid on those. Which Jeff Beck is that? Jeff Beck, Rough and Ready, VG Plus condition, $14.99. Bebop Deluxe, Sunburst Finish. Bebop Deluxe is in VG Plus condition, $14.99. These are all buy it now, best offer. Also, Rare Earth, Willie Remembers. Rare Earth is in EX condition, $17.99. Santana, Caravan Sorry. Santana's EX condition, $16.99. Mott, Shouting and Pointing. Mott the Hoople is VG, $9.99. What off car you? What is this? See Crazy Waltz. That is EX condition, $11.99. Daniel Bouzide said he'll take the Jackson 5. That's so did Daniel Bouzide, and that's that 45 right there. Also, I've got two more over here. This is the Rolling Stones Honky Tonk Women. It's a promo for a $20 start. Okay, these are supposed to be auction. Never mind. So let's make Jimi Hendrix a buy it now for $35. Jimi Hendrix live at the LA Forum, VG minus condition, one of the last ones, or the last one we have of that. And if anybody wants Bruce Springsteen, it's also a $35 buy it now. So Bruce Springsteen, $35 buy it now. Orange vinyl, Prisoner of Rock and Roll. Orange vinyl live compilation. Alum Die is going to get the Jimi Hendrix. Tanner, that was a $35 buy it now. Brian Arrigo was second. And if anybody wants Bruce, orange vinyl, Prisoner of Rock and Roll, $35 buy it now, live compilation. So we got this tag for an auction. It's a promo copy of Honky Tonk Women and You Can't Always Get What You Want. Wow. It does have some label damage, which is common because these are a lot of times at 45s, or these are a lot of times at radio stations. So they had promo markings. You can look, it even has a signal, 25 seconds. You know how that has a slower intro? That's probably like the cue. I think that's kind of when the song actually starts up. And then Honky Tonk Women. $20 start. The vinyl is exceptionally clean, and that's a promo copy of Honky Tonk Women, and You Can't Always Get What You Want. Christopher Morris has that for $20. And this is $39. This wasn't for auction. This is just a buy it now, $39.99. This is the Batman theme by LaBert Ellis, A&M Records. It's a test pressing. The B-side is Dancing in the Street, but the Batman theme song, a test pressing, $39.99. $39.99 on that. All right, so the Rolling Stones is up for bid. We've got now three bids, 2020 and 22, and that's a buy it now, the Batman theme, $39.99. All right, we're going through a crate of buy it now best offer. No one got the last Springsteen, which was surprising, but I have another one. This is live in East Troy, Wisconsin, sealed. Pretty incredible. This has never been opened. A sealed vintage bootleg, the Brucey Boss Music Show, Alpine Valley, live in East Troy, Wisconsin, July 12, 1984. A sealed vintage Bruce Springsteen bootleg, $45 start. They're bidding on the Rolling Stones. That's up for a $45 start. Everything in this crate is buy it now best offer. First is Foghat Stone Blue, EX condition, $16.99. So as you see, if you see anything you want, buy it now best offer. James Gang in concert, VG condition, $9.99. James Gang in concert, The cover's in shrink wrap. Vinyls VG $9.99. Troy Robinson wants Santana for $12. That's sold to Troy Robinson for $12. Steve Miller Band, the Joker. We had a copy earlier. Here's another copy. VG Plus condition, $16.99. Joe Walsh recorded live. You Can't Argue with a Sick Mind. VG Plus $16.99. Budka White, that's Parchman Farm. VG $16.99. That's in mono. Also Bob Radcliffe, The Shining. EX condition, $11.99. Bob Radcliffe, The Shining. Not associated with the motion picture. Not associated with the motion picture. EX, $11.99. All right, Nick Bergeron, let me know if you want back in on the Stones. That's a final call to Christopher for $24. And final call on the Springsteen if you want to get a bid in for $45. This is Stars on Long Play, EX condition, $9.99. Garrett Cypress says he wants the Radcliffe. That's sold to Garrett. And Cartoon is VG condition, $9.99. Cartoon, VG, $9.99. Nick's out. Final call on the Stones for $24. Solid Gold and Raunchy, Solid and Raunchy, the Bill Black's combo, EX condition, $12.99. EX condition, $12.99. Who is dancing in the street on the Batman? This is the Batman theme by LaBert Ellis. And the B-side is Dancing in the Street. They're both by LaBert Ellis. One side is the Batman theme. The other side is Dancing in the Street. It's a test pressing, $39.99. They're both by LaBert Ellis. One side is the Batman theme. The other side is Dancing in the Streets. Exile on Main Street, the Rolling Stone. This is a 72 original Presswell press with all the postcards, VG condition, $49.99. The Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street, VG condition, $49.99. The best of Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs, EX condition, $16.99. EX condition, $16.99. The best of Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs. And Fleetwood Mac Tusk, that's in VG condition, $16.99. The Rolling Stones is sold to Christopher Morris for $24. Let's go ahead and make Bruce Springsteen a buy it now for $45. If anybody wants Bruce Springsteen, $45 buy it now. That's a sealed unofficial for $45. That's a buy it now. Also, Genesis, and then there were three. VG condition, $9.99. Genesis, and then there were three. VG condition, $9.99. And Jefferson Airplane, Surlistic Pillow, VG condition, $12.99. VG condition, $12.99. Bill Samus is going to grab the Springsteen for $45. He's getting some great deals. By the way, that was sold to Nick for $20, if you didn't catch that one right there on the edge. That's sold to Nick Bergeron for $20. Bill Samus got Springsteen for $45. Let me grab our next two. I've got another Springsteen, and I have a, let's see what else I have over here in my other auction bin. We have, do we have any more Claptons? Surely we do. We have Eric Clapton, Big Boss Man. This is going to be a $20 start. Interesting. Let's see what we have here. First of all, we have Bruce Springsteen. This is not called Born in the USA. This is called Porn in the USA. This is Bruce Springsteen. We have second half of show in Toronto. So this is the second half of a show he did in Toronto, July 24th, 1984. EX condition, 2 LPs, $45 start. There's LP number 1, LP number 2, and this is Bruce Springsteen, vintage bootleg. And they make them look like it's a fan club of Taiwan for some legal issues, but it's just a straight up bootleg second half of a show, which is about the equivalent of a normal concert for most people, if you compare it to Bruce Springsteen. And that is a $45 start. This is called Eric Clapton, Big Boss Man, $20 start, featuring Jack Bruce and Ginger Baker. That's on the Masters label, $20 start. Looks like it's from Holland. Big Boss Man. Looks like it's more of those like early, maybe even pre-Cream recordings. Eric Clapton, Big Boss Man, $20 start. Okay, then we had two offers on Exile. Anthony was in first at $35 and John Dorsey offered $40. Anthony, you were first, but there was a higher offer. If you want it for $40, it's sold to you. If you pass, it's sold to John Dorsey. So that's either sold to Anthony for $40 or John Dorsey. Bill Samus got the Bruce Springsteen. Jefferson for $8. I will sell you this for $8. Travis Wade gets Jefferson for $8. Deep Purple and Rock for $15. Go ahead and sell this Deep Purple to Don Harrison for $15. Eric Clapton from the Cradle. We have auctioned that. We auctioned that a couple weeks ago. How much for Sam the Sham? Woolly Bully here is EX condition, $16.99. EX condition, $16.99. He said pass it to John. So John Dorsey, you get the Exile for $40. We do have a bid on the Eric Clapton auction for $20. Looking for a $45 start on Bruce Springsteen. Steely Dan's Greatest Hits, VG Plus condition, $29.99. Steely Dan's Greatest Hits, VG Plus condition, $29.99. Let me see if it has RL in the dead wax. That's what we're always looking for on this one. So it's weird. Like sometimes one side does, one side doesn't. Sometimes both sides do. This one, I don't see RL in the dead wax on this one. Steely Dan's Greatest Hits, VG Plus, $29.99. Kelly's at $22 on Clapton. Nick, you're out. Jackson Brown, Running on Empty, EX condition, $14.99. Thursday night, we're going to have an autographed copy of this. We got one autographed by Jackson Brown, and on the back, David Lindley. He autographed right there next to Stay, which, as y'all know, he does that very famous performance on Stay, just a little bit longer. EX condition, $14.99. All right, Tom Moran says he'll take the Sam Sham. Sell that to Tom Moran. Nick is back in on Clapton at 25, and Steve Rod offered 20 for Steely Dan. Steve, I will split the difference and sell this to you for 25 if you want it. It's a very clean VG Plus. It's a 2LP gatefold, MCA gold stamp on the cover. I'll say that for 25 if you're okay with that. The Kingsmen featuring Louie Louie, big hit song for them. VG Plus $14.99. Let's sell Don Harrison, Jackson Brown for 12. Steely Dan is sold to Steve Wright for 20. Those are both sold. Nice albums in here, like Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston, VG copy, $12.99. And we have Robin Trower, In City Dreams, VG Plus $14.99. Kelly, you're out on Clapton. Nick has that for 25. Let's make Bruce Springsteen a buy it now for $45. Bruce Springsteen porn in the USA. $45 buy it now on Bruce Springsteen. That is the second half of a Toronto show live, 1984. $45 buy it now on that. There's some people grabbing these buy it nows on Springsteens. They're getting some great deals. They're still bidding on Clapton. Kelly's back in at 27. And speaking of Bruce Springsteen, there's Born to Run, VG Plus condition, $12.99. It does have some water damage on the back. VG Plus on the vinyl, $12.99. I have one Bruce Springsteen record left that I have not, excuse me, put up for auction. I'll try to mute my mic next time I do that. This is Bruce Springsteen. Interviews with Bruce Springsteen. Limited edition of 5,000 copies. It's interview picture disc. $15 start. $15 start. Bruce Springsteen interview picture disc. $15 start. That's one of our last ones. Clapton's at 27. Clapton's at 28. Nick Brogeron said, Wholey, $9.99. I have a feeling he meant Whitney, but I will make sure because I have the comment that says Wholey, $9.99. But we'll figure out what he was wanting there. Steve Miller Band, Brave New World, VG condition, $9.99. The Box Top Super Hits, Cry Like a Baby, and The Letter, VG Plus $14.99. The Box Tops, VG Plus $14.99. New bid on Clapton. We have 3 bidders now. Don Harrison's in at 29. Steely Dan, Pretzel Logic, VG condition, $19.99. This is on the first label. Steely Dan, Pretzel Logic. This is on the first label. VG condition, $19.99. Pretzel Logic. VG, Steely Dan. OG copy of that. Clapton's at 29. Kelly, you're out. Nick, you're out. And Nick offered $9.99 for the Kingsmen. He went Louie Louie. Wooly. You must be using voice to text. That's sold to Nick Brogeron for $9.99. Kelly's at 30 on Eric Clapton. The Edgar Winter Group, they only come out at night. VG Plus condition, $17.99. There was a couple people wanting that earlier. Here's another one, VG Plus condition, $17.99. That has Free Ride and Frankenstein on it. The Beach Boys in Concert, VG condition, $9.99. VG condition, $9.99. The Beach Boys in Concert. And the Xantes Rhythm Bound, VG $9.99. VG $9.99 for the Xantes Rhythm Bound. Kelly's backing on Clapton for 30. Bill Samus is going to get the Edgar Winter Group. And I'm going to make Springsteen a buy it now for $15. Bruce Springsteen is a buy it now for $15 if anybody wants that. Bruce Springsteen picture disc interview, $15 buy it now on that. Now, before I recap any of the Springsteens, first thing I'm going to do, wow, missed field goal. Sorry, I got distracted. I just looked up and I hadn't looked at the TV all night, and I looked up and they was kicking a game-winning field goal. Game over? Box tops. Box tops is VG Plus $14.99. Super hits. Box tops VG Plus $14.99. Regina Tabor is going to take the Bruce for $15. All right, let me go ahead and sell this to Regina for $15. Bill got Edgar Winter Group. And Eric Clath is now at 30. Don Harrison and Nick Bargeron. Don Harrison, Nick Bargeron. Let me know if you want back in on Clapton, Big Boss Man. High bet on that is $30. So let me recap all the Springsteen boots that's still available. Let me do all the Springsteen boots that's still available. And I think there's only 2 Jimi Hendrix. But these are all, right here near the end, we had several that didn't sell. So let me show them one more time. These are all buy it now. Just let me know which one you want based on the title. This is called Porn in the USA. That's a $45 start. That's Toronto 1984. So that Bruce is $45. We also had this one called Prisoner of Rock and Roll. That's a $35 buy it now. It's on orange vinyl. This was a Clapton auction that didn't sell. Live radio broadcast for $35. Eric Clapton, that's a radio show. This was not auctioned. It was just a buy it now. Springsteen Live, the whole No Nukes concert, $39.99. There's another bootleg, $35 buy it now, Providence, Rhode Island. Still on the Edge is a $45 buy it now. And then the Capitol or this other Lost Live Tapes compilation, $45. So what I'll do, if there's any serious collectors watching, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 left. If anybody's interested, let me know. I'll give you a bundle price on the Springsteen boots that's still available. If not, I might snap some pictures and post them in the group after the sale for those that didn't get to watch, and they'll probably sell there. But there's 1, 2, 3, there's 5 Springsteen bootlegs left. If anybody's interested in a bundle deal, I'll bundle those together, give you a discount, and you can buy all of them that's left. And the only 2 Jimi Hendrix was Together with Lonnie Youngblood. That was $35. And we had 1 copy of Good Vibes left for $65. So that's what's left. Hendrix, and then that small stack of Springsteens, and then the Clapton and the other Springsteen that was a buy it now. That's all that's left. Don Harrison's back in on Clapton at 31. Nick's out. Kelly, we're waiting for you now. Don Harrison's at 31 on Clapton. You've been outbid. Brian Arrigo on Jimi Hendrix. Brian, let me know which 2 you want. These are the only 2 Hendrix boots left tonight. Good Vibes and Together. $35 buy it now and $65 buy it now. Or you can take both of those. Heather, the No Nukes is actually new and sealed, $39.99. New and sealed for $39.99. That's the legendary 79 No Nukes concert. We had a test pressing of that the other night. And Brian's going to let us know which of the Hendrix he wants. And Kelly's back in on Clapton at 32. Don Harrison, you're back out. Kelly's back in at 32, and Heather says she'll take that at sticker, $39.99. And that wraps up our first night of Bruce Springsteen night. There's Dale and Bruce. Pretty incredible. I don't know how he got that picture. I don't know if somebody was with him and took that picture, or if he found it later in a magazine, or I don't know how he got that picture, but that's pretty cool. Somebody was able to capture that. It looks like Bruce is being swarmed by fans. All right, I've got another stack of priced as marked 45s here. None of these have been claimed yet. Here's another priced as marked 45s. Future Islands, $59.99. Future Islands. Also, I lost connection on. Well, yeah, we're not connected on Facebook right now. So I bet Brian and other people. I was wondering what happened. We've lost connection on Facebook right quick. Future Island Seasons in 1 day, $59.99. We're still connected to Facebook. I just can't see your comments. We may have to pull up the other feed. Do you have it on yours, the other Facebook, or I can pull up my phone? Luckily, we're at the tail end of the show, but that's kind of stinks. Let's see here. Okay, so No Nukes, so 32. Take 55 for the 65 one out. Well, I'm on Facebook. Okay. Yeah, we just can't. Okay, we're back connected now. I was wondering where Brian went, but it's because we lost connection. We're back connected now. Okay, I can see comments. So he said, would you take 55? I will. Sell this to, so that's sold to Heather at Sticker, and we're going to sell this to Brian for $55. I can see it now. We're back connected. Did I miss anything else? Yeah, that's sold to Brian for 55. I had everything else. Okay. I can see your comments now. When I say we're disconnected, it's not that we've lost the stream. I just can't see your comments. So we're good now. All right. So first we had Future Island, Seasons Waiting on You in 1 Day, $59.99. Also, The Cult, Go West, a 1984 UK poster sleeve, VG Plus condition, $15 start. We don't have an auction up. Let's do it. This is The Cult, Go West. And that's not The Cult. That is Go West, The Cult, right? Or is this The Cult? What is the name of this? This is The Cult. Go West. Yeah. I was like, is that the band Go West or The Cult? I say, that don't look like Go West. This is The Cult. It's a picture. Yeah, definitely. There's their more recognizable font and logo. So this is a $15 start. This is a poster sleeve. So it folds out into a poster. It houses the record. It's in VG Plus condition, $15 start. Pretty late to be auctioning this, but that's really cool. The Cult, Go West, $15 start, poster sleeve. Let's sell Clapton to Kelly Bagwell for $32. EPMD, You Gots to Chill, $74.99. A 1988 US original, beautiful disc, $74.99. EPMD, You Gots to Chill. That is $74.99. And here's another Paul McCartney promo. Uncle Albert, Admiral Halsey, and Too Many People. That's a promo. EX condition, $69.99. EX condition, $69.99. Very cool. So Paul McCartney, Uncle Albert, Admiral Halsey, and Too Many People from Ram. That's a promo. EPMD, You Gots to Chill, and Future Island, Seasons in 1 Day, $59. That's some higher price 45s there. Okay. The Cult, we're looking for a $15 start. And let's run a couple more auctions, and then I'll finish up this buy it now best offer. I was worried we was going to have to end the sale right there, but our connection has came back. Let's do a Eric Clapton. VG Plus condition of Eric Clapton. This is going to be a $20 start. Eric Clapton. The name of the album is Clapton. VG Plus condition, original red 73 Polydor label. It does have some writing on the cover someone has scribbled out. $20 start on Eric Clapton. VG Plus condition. That is a $20 start. Would you consider $19.99 for Fleetwood Mac Kiln House? Sold to Darren Davis. Let me set this right there. Hey, we got a new chair in. I bet Doug's tired of me stealing his other chair. I figured he would text in the group by now and be like, has anybody seen my chair? Because I steal his chair every night. But I'm glad to see another one. We need to order. I need one for my house. Got it for Ed. Well, I found another chair, one of our very uncomfortable video game chairs back there in the corner the other night. But sell that to Darren Davis, $19.99. Bids on both auctions, $15 and $20. We need as many chairs as possible here. I want rolling chairs everywhere. Because I'm always like, where's the chair at when I'm back there in the back trying to work? Sting, The Dream of the Blue Turtles, EX condition, $22.99. Sting, The Dream of the Blue Turtles, EX condition, $22.99. Sting, Dream of the Blue Turtles, EX condition, $22.99. Also, Jethro Tull, A Sack Full of Trouser Snakes. This is one of the few bootlegs that we've actually priced and not auctioned. We did auction one the other night. This is Jethro Tull live, April 6, 1977 in Anaheim, $49.99. And these are all buy it now best offer. Jethro Tull, $49.99. The rifles, $74.99. What's going on here? Heaven on a Stick. 1982 Australian pressing on white vinyl, $74.99. $74.99. I feel like I know how to say this, but it's just not wanting to come into my brain right now. Brian Arrigo said he'd give $40 for Jethro Tull. Or maybe. IT, he's trying to put something. Chad and Jeremy, Sing for You, $9.99 for Chad and Jeremy. And the Butterfield Blues Band Live, a 1970 pressing, $24.99. The Butterfield Blues Band, $24.99. Celibate, the Celibate Rifles, $74.99, a 1982 Australian on white vinyl. Let's sell Brian the Jethro Tull for $40. Let's sell Boontar the Clapton, or excuse me, the Colt. Boontar gets the Colt 45 for $15, and Eric Clapton is sold to Don Harrison for $20. Celibate Rifles, $20. I can't do that. My best price on that would be $65. Ian Hunter, You're Never Alone with a Schizophreniac, that's $19.99. Cub Coda and the Points, that's $19.99 on pink vinyl, and I think there were some members from Brownsville Station that was in Cub Coda. That's $19.99 on pink vinyl. Let's see what few auctions I have to put up. I have a Beatles unofficial. What do we have here? The Beatles, the Lost Decca tapes. Okay, we should have saved this for Wednesday night Beatle night, but we'll put it up right now. The Beatles, this is sealed. Limited edition, 500 copies on gray vinyl. The Beatles Lost Decca tapes includes previously unreleased Lennon-McCartney track, Love of the Loved. A 2015 UK on gray marbled vinyl. That is the Decca auditions. The Decca auditions. They were turned down. $25 start on the Beatles, the Lost Decca tapes. $25 start on that. That's a sealed, unofficial, gray marbled vinyl. Do I have another Clapton? Surely I do. Eric Clapton. Let's see here. Here we go. Sealed Patti Smith, Wave. I've got this extremely marked down. This is Patti Smith Group Wave. Patti Smith Group Wave. Sealed with hop sticker. There is a little bit of a tear up here in the shrink. A little bit of a corner rub here. No saw marks. No punch holes. It's a retail sealed copy. A retail sealed copy. $25 start. Patti Smith Group is sealed. Wave, $25 start. Okay, Christopher's at $25 on the Beatles, and so is Don Harrison. And Gina, your bid on Clapton was extremely late. You might want to reset your feed. Last few records in here. This is Jason and the Scorchers. That's an unofficial picture disc. $24.99 for Jason and the Scorchers. Albert King Live, $39.99. Wow, this one didn't get grabbed originally. Albert King Live, 2LP, $39.99 on the Utopia label. These are all buy it now, best offer. Loggins and Messina, sitting in, $9.99. And Calixico, $29.99, a 2008 pressing. Calixico, yeah, Coletco, $29.99, a 2008 pressing. It's got those heavy inner sleeves on that one. In shrink wrap, 2008 pressing, $29.99. The Beatles is at $25, $27, $30. Three bidders on the Beatles. Christopher Morris is at $30. There's another Calixico, Edge of the Sun, $19.99, 2015. That is sealed. And Mark, Don, and Mel, $29.99. Mark, Don, and Mel, $29.99. That's a Grand Funk Hits compilation. All righty. We took a little bit of a chunk out of that crate. It was pretty full when I brought it up here. I'm going to read through them one more time. First, we have new bids on the Beatles. It was at $25, $25, $27, $30, $30. And we have Albert King, Sherry Darnell has offered $36. Paul, you were first making an offer. If you want it for $36, it's yours. If you pass, then it's going to be sold to Sherry Darnell for $36. Paul T offered $65 for EPMD. EPMD. Was that something that's in here? EPMD? That was the, what was EPMD? Was that something that was in here for $65? He says give it to Sherry. So Albert King is sold to Sherry Darnell for $36. The Cure Disintegration, if you still have one. I still have one. Let me just try to find it for you. I'm going to try to figure out what EPMD means. And let me try to find Sean Fairweather, A Cure Disintegration. It should be in this crate right here. Let me move all these autographs. That's all stuff I listed online just a moment ago. Should be right over here. Yeah, there they are. One copy. 2 copies left? 2 copies left. Well, he's getting one copy left. Unless that's one in the back. Okay. Sean Fairweather gets the Cure. The Beatles at 35. Anthony Gray, EPMD is a 45. Right here. This is sold to Paul T for $65. Thank you. Very fair offer. Sold to Paul T, $65. Now, that was a 45, 7-inch. Okay, got it. Sorry, I had it right here next to me. I just didn't know what it was. Let me clarify where we're at on our auctions. The Beatles Lost Decca tapes. This is sealed. The high bid is Shane Devers. He was in first at $30. Everybody else is out. Sealed marbled vinyl, limited edition 500 gray vinyl. The Lost Decca tapes. Shane Devers is at $30 on that. Patti Smith Group is sealed with hype sticker. No saw marks, no cutouts. There is a little bit of a tear in the shrink here. We're looking for a $25 start. $25 start. There is one Jimi Hendrix bootleg left. That's the only one left tonight, $35. And Regina, the Bruce Springsteens that's left, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 left. They are 45, 45, 35, 35, and 45. And if anybody's interested in all of them that's left, I will do 40, and 30 is 70, and 30 is 100, and 40 is 140, and 40 is 180. If you buy everything that's left, $180, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's $25 off if you're buying what's left. $180 for the Bruce Springsteens that's left. $180. Next, we have high bid is 35. If it is, I don't see it. We have Matt Kamer says Dust for 20. Sell that to Matt for $20. Paul Beals at 40 on the Beatles. And we have 3 offers for 25 on Jimi Hendrix. GC, Brian, and Don. Christopher Morris is back in on the Beatles at 45. So we have 3 bids for 25. GC, Brian, and Don. That must be the magic number. So let's go ahead and sell it to GC for $25. He was first. And Regina, if you want all the Bruces that's left, $180. Or if you want one of those individually, there's those 5 that's left, $180. That's $5 off each what I was wanting originally on the starting bid. Okay, we have the Beatles is now at $45 to Christopher Morris. I'm going to make Patti Smith a buy it now for $25. Patti Smith is a buy it now. That's sealed with hype sticker, $25 if anybody wants it. Sealed with hype sticker, $25 buy it now. Paul Beals out on the Beatles, and Shane Devers is out on the Beatles. By the way, we originally had Patti Smith Group marked for $49.99. It was originally marked. I was about to say, if no one buys it, I may list it on Discogs or eBay. That was originally for $49.99. I started it at half of what it was originally stickered for just from a couple months ago. So, Boontar, if you want it for $25, it's yours. If not, Travis Wade's going to get it. So that's sold to Boontar for $25 if he wants. If not, Travis Wade.
That has the song. Daisy Jones.
Has the intro song for Daisy Jones and the Six, Tanner says. I still hadn't watched that yet. I need to take a drink of water right quick, though. Seth never did tell us our favorite Bruce Springsteen song. Born in USA, good decision. Now, Seth said he's still deciding. Boontar passes. That's sold to Travis Wade for $25. We have a final call on the Beatles to Christopher Morris for $45. Now, this crate deserves a major recap. I've only been through it once. I'm about to sell the Beatles. Here's some titles that I have in this crate that I've been pulling out of. The Beatles, Wham, Eric Clapton, Hall & Oates, ABBA, Black Oak, Arkansas. Let's see here. Cream, Richie Havens autograph, a Steppenwolf autograph, a Chris Hillman, Roger McGuinn autograph. Let's see, a Love and Spoonful autograph, Bon Jovi, Clapton's, Zappa's, John Prine's, and we have another Beatles that we're going to run for auction. So first, let's go ahead and sell the Beatles to Christopher Morris for $45. And the next one is the Beatles Live in Paris, $65. The Beatles Live in Paris. This is also going to be a $25 start. This is another one by the same company, limited edition 500 on blue vinyl, $25 start, and that's the Beatles. Previously unreleased on record, Paris, June 20th, 1965, sealed, $25 start, blue vinyl, the Beatles Live in Paris, and that is sealed and unopened. $25 start on that. The Beatles Live in Paris. Okay, next is John Prine. John Prine is going to be a $35 start. John Prine is a $35 start. This is his self-titled first album. It's a 1975 pressing, Rockefeller, address Atlantic, 4-digit. There's a name written on the label, and there's an initial up here on the cover. Very clean copy, though. John Prine, self-titled. That is a $35 start. The Beatles at $25 and $25. Okay, let me clean up the 45s I've got around here, too. I got 45s laying everywhere, and then we'll do a big recap on this bin. So first, let me move some of my sticky notes around here. And I'm going to try to remember these prices. This is Bill Samus for $85.
Okay. And that went on the 45.
Okay. Yeah, Led Zeppelin 45. Okay. Let's see here. 45. So first, these were $14.99. Star Effer. That was sealed from Record Store Day. $14.99. And Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, The Ballad of Robert Moore and Betty Coltrane. That's actually a numbered unofficial, 81 of 300. That is $14.99. 81 of 300 numbered unofficial, $14.99 from Nick Cave. These were all $4.99. So those two were $14.99. These are $4.99. The Searchers, Love Potion number 9 and High Heel Sneakers. A Norok, Morning Light, sealed. 52 Stations, Robin Hitchcock, and How to Keep Your Husband Happy, The Cosmopolitans. That's a flexi disc, like from a magazine or something, $4.99. Whitney Houston, We Didn't Almost Have It All. Didn't We Almost Have It All, $4.99. And 10 Years After, I'm Going Home, Fiji Plus condition. Mark Lent wants the Nick Cave. Tanner, that was $14.99. So those were $4.99. 10 Years After, The Searchers, A Norok, the Robin Hitchcock, and Whitney Houston. Star Effer was $14.99. For $6.99, we had Tower of Power, We Came to Play. Genesis, Invisible Touch, the picture sleeve. Also, The Last Domino. Traffic, a white label promo of Walking in the Wind. ABBA, a double-sided promo of Knowing Me, Knowing You. And Traffic Glad, Part 1, another double-sided promo copy. Those are $6.99. Let's see here. Brian Arrigo wants the 10 Years After. Tanner, that was $4.99 on the 10 Years After, I'm Going Home. Vicki Allison wants the Searchers. Love Potion number 9. That's also $4.99 to Vicki Allison. Update on the Beatles. Don Harrison, let me know if you want back in. Christopher Morris has this for $30. It's a final call. Final call on that for $30. And final call if you want to get a bid in on John Prine for $35. Now, these were priced as marked. The first one was... No, actually, this was $19.99. This one was $19.99. Sonic Youth and Lydia Lunch, Death Valley 69 and Brave Men Run. That was a VG Plus condition from 1995. VG Plus condition, 1995 reissue. That was $19.99. This was $39.99. LaBert Ellis, that's the artist. It's Batman theme and Dancing in the Streets. It's a test pressing. That's $39.99. And then the two other prices marked was the Paul McCartney, Uncle Albert, Admiral Halsey. That was a promo EX condition for $69.99. And Future Islands, Seasons in One Day, $59.99. That's all the 45s that's left. We've wiped out almost another whole bin of those that Paul marked for us today. Did we sell that other Paul McCartney, the Mull of Kintyre? Or did it get mixed in somewhere? Or did I lay it somewhere? I don't remember selling that one, but it's gone. So we must have sold Mull of Kintyre. And that's in the I don't remember. I thought I had it laying right here. I don't make sure I didn't lose it, but okay, he's out. So let's go ahead and sell that to Christopher for $35. If anybody wants John Prine, $35 buy it now. A classic, Angel from Montgomery, one of the big hit songs on that one. That is a $35 buy it now. John Prine, $35. Nick said $25. Well, let me show you what we originally had it priced. And sometimes I see records and they're probably priced at top retail, and sometimes I decide to go ahead and auction them. But Nick, if you want it for $30, that's pretty much half off, and that's going to be pretty much a new arrival, so I'll sell it to you for $30. And I think you saw what we had it priced there for. John Prine albums, man, I remember auctioning that album before for over $100 just a couple years ago. So Nick Broderon said he'll take it. Some of these that I put up for auction, we have really slashed the price. You know, I'm like, well, I'll go ahead and sell it. If it gets one bid, somebody's going to get a deal. But sometimes I start these and I expect them to bring twice as much as they do, and sometimes they don't. Right, Seth? Why are you standing right next to me? You're not even supposed to be here right now. It's not 11. You're right. You're leaving early. Oh my gosh. It's getting worse and worse. What time did you say you're going to be here in the morning? 5 a.m.? 7 a.m.? I'll believe it when I see it. We have Eric Clapton if anybody wants to make an offer, we had it marked $44.99. I put it up for a $30 or $35 start. I would really love to get $30 for it. It's an Eric Clapton live radio concert from 1983. So pretty much, that's a big recap of everything tonight. I'm going to go through this crate one more time. Buy It Now Best Offer Records, and I'm going to try a couple more auctions at low starts and see what we can sell. All the Bruce Springsteens are available in that stack. I've already offered that for a bundle deal. Unless I missed Regina's comment, I don't guess anybody wanted it. And let me see what else I have in. Awkward silence. Okay, I'm back on. Everybody's like, well, what happened? Seth sabotaged us right when he was leaving. All right, there's an empty crate. All right, so what I was saying is here's an autograph we've never put up before. This is an autograph we've never put up before. This is What's Shakin' by the Lovin' Spoonful. Paul Butterfield Blues Band plays on here with the Lovin' Spoonful. Also, Tom Rush, Al Cooper, and Eric Clapton and the Powerhouse. Extremely nice copy, $35 start, and it's autographed on the back to Dale, Paul Butterfield. And that is a $35 start, Lovin' Spoonful, autographed by Paul Butterfield. $35 start. I have not put that autograph up for auction yet. Let's go through this crate one more time. I have room for one more auction. Let's see what else I have over here. Is there more? I know there's more Claptons. Let me get to the last of these. I think I've got a couple singles and picture disc. We have Eric Clapton, Too Much Monkey Business. This has actually got music on it. This actually has music on it. Let's put this up. You know what? Let's do both of them for $25 start. So $25 start on the Paul Butterfield autograph and $25 for the Eric Clapton, Too Much Monkey Business. And usually these are interviews. This is actually music on here. So $25 start on this. And we're going to end the show by doing a recap. And if anybody has requests, if you're looking for new vinyl, we got Winger, we got Kicks, we got Oingo Boingos. This is the first sale of the night. We're going to be here again tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. 6 live streams. If you're looking for something, now's the time because this is probably going to be the last crate. And then I've got to start getting ready tomorrow for Grateful Dead and Who Night. And we've pretty much sold everything that was featured for tonight. So first, let's go through these one more time. Don't hesitate to make offers. Leon Russell, Carney, VG Plus, $9.99. Don Harrison's at $25 on 11 Spoonful. Marshall Tucker Band is a 2LP, Where We All Belong. EX Condition, $17.99 for Marshall Tucker Band. Also, Spinners, Mighty Love. Spinners is in EX Condition, $12.99. Bloodwind Pig, A Head Rings Out. Bloodwind Pig, VG Plus Condition, $14.99. Jeff Beck Group, Rough and Ready. VG Plus Condition, $14.99 for Jeff Beck on the original yellow Epic label. Bebop Deluxe, we have a sticky note covering up the nudity. Sunburst Finish, VG Plus $14.99. And Rare Earth, Willie Remembers, EX $17.99. Final call on Love and Spoonful for $25. And final call if you want to get a bid in on the Clapton picture disc for $25. The Sonic Youth. Craig, that is a VG Plus 1995 reissue, and this is Sonic Youth and Lydia Lunch. It's on, let's see, Savage Conquest, Forsaken Songs, Savage Conquest maybe? It says printed in Canada on the back of the sleeve. Hope that helped. If you need to see it again, let me know. What's the Springsteen Bundle? Just tune in at the end. Give me 1 second, I'll show that. Let me show a few more records first. Mott, Shouting and Pointing, VG Condition, $9.99. This was Crazy Waltz. What a maybe. I don't know how to say that. EX $11.99. Foghat Stone Blue, EX Condition, $16.99. James Gang Live in Concert, that's in shrink wrap. The vinyl's in VG Condition, $9.99. Also, Steve Miller Band, The Joker, VG Plus $16.99. And Joe Walsh Recorded Live, You Can't Argue with a Six Mind, VG Plus $16.99. Okay, let me show the Springsteen. These are all for $180. That's $25 off the starting bids. These are all the Springsteens that didn't sell. Bruce Springsteen, The Lost Live Tapes, 1978, 1975, 1979 live recordings. Bruce Springsteen, Still on the Edge, 1977 Atlantic studio outtakes. Bruce Springsteen, Providence, Rhode Island, 1978. Bruce Springsteen, compilation of live recordings. That's on orange vinyl. And then Bruce Springsteen, Porn in the USA. That's July 24th, 1984, the second half of a Toronto show. So those are all $5 off the starting bid, $180 for all of them. Waiting for somebody to grab those. That will clear us out of all of our Springsteen and all of our Hendrix records that we had set aside for tonight's show. Let's sell this to Don Harrison for $25. And if anybody wants the Eric Clapton Too Much Monkey business, it's a $25 buy it now. That's in a picture disc. That actually has music on it. $25 buy it now on that. Okay. Buka White, Parchman Farm. That's in VG Condition, $16.99. Stars on Long Plays in EX Condition, $9.99. Sell this to Craig Thomas for $15, the Sonic Youth. Also, Cartoon, VG, $9.99. Solid and Raunchy, Bill Black's Combo, EX, $12.99. That's on that classic High Records label. Bill Black's Combo, EX, $12.99. Still got a copy of Tusk. Kulik wrote his name on the cover, but that is in VG Condition, $16.99. Genesis, and then there were three. VG Condition, $9.99 for Genesis, and then there were three. Whitney Houston, self-titled, VG, $12.99. Before these albums came back into print, they were pricey. That's just $12.99, VG Condition. Robin Trower, In City Dreams, VG Plus $14.99. Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run, VG Plus $12.99. Steve Miller Band, Brave New World, VG Condition $9.99. Earlier Steve Miller Band album here, Orange Capital Label, VG $9.99. Steely Dan's Pretzel Logic, that's in VG Condition $19.99 on the original label, VG Condition. Beach Boys Concert, VG $9.99. The Xantes, Rhythm Bound, VG Condition $9.99. The Box Tops, the letters. Right here at the end, there's several that didn't sell. I was kind of surprised. First is the Box Top Super Hits with The Letter and Cry Like a Baby. Sting, Dream of the Blue Turtle, is EX $22.99. You can make offers on these, and if they're fair, I'm probably going to sell them to you. Chad and Jeremy, Sing for You, $9.99. The Butterfield Blues Band Live, that's $24.99 from 1970. Also, the Something Rifles, I already forgot about that. I need to put that on Discogs so I never have to read that one again. Plus, it's $75. So, Ian Hunter, You're Never Alone with a Schizophreniac. That's near mint for $19.99. Cub Coda and the Points, members of Brownsville Station. That's on pink vinyl, and that was $19.99. Also, we had the Jasons and the Scorchers picture disc. That's $24.99 for Jason and the Scorchers. Loggins and Messina, $9.99. We already sold one, Calixico. Here's the other one, Edge of the Sun. That is sealed from 2015. And Mark, Don, and Mel, that's a Grand Funk Greatest Hits, $29.99 for Mark, Don, and Mel. And that is the conclusion of Monday Night Show, unless we have any last requests. No one requested any new vinyl. I think that's the first time that's ever happened. Usually somebody's like, do you have this? Do you have that? No request on that, though. So, final call if anybody wants in on anything on that crate. And we have, it is a Dave Plunkett. Dave Plunkett, we will check on your message. Tanner usually starts on messages as soon as the show's over. And he's probably going to have some invoice corrections. But Mondays and Tuesday, we are flooded with messages. But we try our best to get to them as fast as possible. Tanner says he'll be here till 5:30 in the morning. So will I. Jim Gray said he'll offer $15 for Steal It In. I have so much to do. I went home and I worked. I literally couldn't go to sleep. Could not go to sleep. I mean, I think I finally probably dozed off around noon today. Man, then I woke up at like 6 and I was like, man, I got to get to the store. So I think I got my 6 hours of sleep in, but it was very bad. It was very unhealthy sleep. So I got the same thing to do tonight to get caught up. That's sold to Jim Gray for $15. What new Nirvana do you have? Chris said he'll do $155 on the Bruce bundle. That's very tempting. So that would essentially be on average, let's see here. I was at 180 right after the discounts, 180. Let's see. We have so many of these. I was trying my best to sell these so we could start fresh the next night. Chris, let's bump that 160. Let's bump that $5 to 160, and I will gladly sell those to you. That way we're wiped out of Bruce and we can start fresh the next Bruce Springsteen night. The next The next Bruce Springsteen night, we might actually have that autographed guitar, and I've got another Clarence Carter autograph, and I think some other signed. I think I've got a signed, not by Springsteen, but I have some signed other members, including Clarence Carter. Those sold to Chris. Fantastic. Let me read you some Nirvana titles right quick. Not really any new vinyl unboxed. I showed a couple over here. Beach Boys Mono, Pet Sounds, $33.99. New music on vinyl, Bootsy's Rubber Band, $39.99. Analog Productions, $49.99. 100% analog mastering. Didn't even know that was coming in. Eddie Money. Analog mastering from Analog Productions. Also, Jackal, $38.99. And the Herbie Hancock Headhunters. That's also from Analog Productions, $69. That's actually some stuff we got on Friday, and I didn't show it Friday, and I didn't show it Saturday. So that was a small shipment from one of my distributors, but some really high-quality stuff there. That all came in when the Beatles boxes were delivered. So I'm surprised no one bought an Eddie Money. That's going to sound fantastic. Cut from the original analog mastering. And then we had a question about Nirvana. Here's the most popular, Nirvana Unplugged. Well, there's also Nevermind. Let me go grab a copy of that. But there's Nirvana Unplugged for $39.99. Nirvana Unplugged. We have Nevermind. We have In Utero, the Black Album. So we got several. I got Incesticide. I've got several Nirvana albums. Really, it's just a question of which one do you want or which one are you looking for, because I think I try to keep all of them in stock. Unplugged is $39.99. There's Nevermind, of course, a classic, $36.99. There's an In Utero 45 RPM, $49.99. There's the Black Album, $33, and then there's just a single LP In Utero. And then also we have the new In Utero, which is $56.99. That's the newest remaster. So I've got 3 different versions of In Utero. I've got a 45 RPM 2013 mix. I've got the standard mix, and I have the newest anniversary edition with the bonus. And those are $36, $49, and $56.99. So I got 3 different versions of In Utero in stock. Wow. 3 different versions of that. Yeah, Clarence Clemens. Yeah, I messed that up the other night. Clarence Clemens, not Carter. Iron Maiden. You just name it. I have a bunch of them. Peace of Mind is back here. Number of the Beast, No Prayer for the Dying, Killer, Seventh Son. We got Power Slave, Frontiers. I've got several. Don Harrison, several Iron Maidens. Chris Kirkley, thank you for the offer on the Bruce Springsteen bundle. That was very good to get those gone. Now we can start fresh. All the Hendrix and Springsteen records are gone. Are they all gone? No, we still got, let's see, 60, 80 records in a crate, 6 crates. We've got over 400 or 500 Springsteen records left. Many more to come. Nirvana is So to Brian Arrigo. All right. And Don Harrison, I've got a lot of Maiden records. It may just be where we can do those tomorrow. I'll try to get them all together. Or if you're looking for something specific, let me know. I think I'm going to head to Wendy's and get a cheeseburger, some fries, come back and probably work. I'll probably be here when Seth gets back at 7 a.m. Seth said he'll be back at 7 a.m. So, okay, we'll see if he's here. I'll be here. I'll video him walking in, actually showing up at 7 a.m. That would be incredible. All right. Very fun. I enjoy doing this every night. I hope you enjoy watching every night. We do this every night. It's my job. It's my life at this point, and I greatly enjoy it. So I wouldn't do it. It wouldn't be any fun if y'all didn't tune in. If y'all didn't tune in and buy like the way you do, it wouldn't be that fun, and I wouldn't be doing it for a living. But thanks to y'all, you tune in every night. You're supporting a small business. We have 10 employees here now. I meant to announce that earlier tonight. I was telling some of my family the other day, and they were like, so how many people you got working for you now? And I started adding them up. I was like, wow, we got 10 people here, counting full-time people, counting me. We have 10 employees now here at Coletco. So, and we're looking to hire like 2 more in the near future, probably after the first of the year. So thanks to y'all tuning in every night and buying records the way you do, and on our group and pre-ordering with us, small business, able to employ people. Very helpful. Here Come the Mummies. Sean, I have nothing by Here Come the Mummies, but I will make a note of that because that sounds very interesting. If you're asking for something, then I try my best to look it up because usually you have something quite interesting. So Brian says he already has an unplug. No harm. I'll put it back. That goes right here. I never can have too many of those. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to hit the button. Go get food before the Wendy's close and I get the bottom of the barrel. I'd like to have fresh fries and not old fries. So, all right. Here we go. Good night, everybody. Thanks, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.